started with nothing in humble beginnings. They wanna fuck with me now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no, I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know that I'm with it. I fit the description, I'm the definition. I'm what they prescribe like she seen a physician. She wanna ride cause she seen how we getting it. Big ol' booty, she my passenger princess. She like to argue, she don't like to listen. She bougie and toxic, she fine and she picky. Pretty and sedity, she get recognition. Matching nails and toes, man, she always French tip 'em. Parking lot pimpin' when we in the city. Don't ask about twine, she twerk on the engine. She eat the dick in the car cause it's tinted. She pay me attention like she get commission. Pimpin' CEO, so I give her the business. She ride on the dick like she doing some fitness. She make the dick disappear like she magician. She like to swallow, man, she love when I finish. Having motion, man, you know I got plenty. Bitches choosing cause they know that I'm winning. See some thousands, now I'm after some millions. So all my houses come with chandelier ceilings. Pillow talking, man, that shit just ain't in me. Keep it pimpin', I can't do no pretending. Jealous hearted, man, you know I ain't with it. Cuffin' hoes, I can't do no commit. No, we started with nothing in humble beginnings. They wanna fuck with me now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no, I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know that I'm with it.
What we doing? Y'all didn't tell me it was an echo? Oh, y'all didn't tell me.
Y'all didn't tell me the whole intro echo, bro. The intro wasn't echoing, man. Double tap the screen, shut alive out. What we doing tonight, chat? I know I'm a little late. Tony, I don't need you to let everybody know I was late, man. Somebody might not have known that, man. Double tap that screen, shut alive out. We in intro mode, baby.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I know I just woke up from a damn nap. I'm not even on the right damn thing. Hold on, chat. I done played the tag, man. Well, we still in intro mode, man.
I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spend a night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean. Temporary feelings mixed with temporary pleasures. All these temporary moments and these temporary treasures. Temporary circumstances to temporary measures. Temporary friends and even temporary schedules. Temporary smiles and temporary goals. Temporary women sliding on temporary poles. Temporary comments and temporary trolls. I just pray that God bless me. Ain't no temporary souls. I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spend a night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean.
Oh, man, double tap that screen, shut alive out. Y'all know what time it is. We got to get to 100 likes. Everyone hit the like button. By double tapping your screen, go to the top, make sure the 3 dots is hit, man. Hold on.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube. Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Oh, man. Double tap the screen, shut alive out. What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap the screen, shut alive out. What we doing tonight, chat? Hey, saying Trump can't stop Bibi. Karmelo Anthony body cam footage has been released. We got Officer Tatum is loud and wrong about the baby being unalived in Mississippi. Double tap that screen, Shut Alive out. Rager says, you're giving me black fatigue. Well, guess what, Rager? You don't have to have any more black fatigue because your ass is in a box like FedEx, man. Amazon package is on the way. Get Rager the hell up out of here, chat. What's going on, man? We got an action-packed episode, man. We got a post by I believe it's the Israeli one of Netanyahu's men. We got a post out about one of Netanyahu's men talking about, with all due respect, Americans, Israel must make it clear to the entire world that the blood of our sons and security of our citizens are not forfeit. All of Lebanon must burn. Our supreme duty is to protect the citizens of Israel and the IDF soldiers. This commitment takes precedence over every other consideration. I told the prime minister, even in our private meetings, for every tear of an Israeli mother, 1,000 Lebanese mothers must weep. Even with the ping pong in the Middle East, you don't win with measured responses and restraint. You need to go berserk to obliterate, to crush the terror. That post right there violated X's terms and conditions, but they decided to keep the post up anyway. Also, we got a clear 15-minute version of the Karmelo Anthony video that is circulating around. Also, we got a record high 25.2 million young adults now live with their parents. That is 1 in 3 Americans under 35 years old. We got President Trump sat down with Axios and done an interview. Officer Tatum is loud and wrong about the police after the 1-year-old boy lost his life. Also, we have Major Capers sharing a powerful message to the nation. Is Italy's prime minister was what is her name? Maloney, something like that. She went off on Trump today. Also, her foreign minister canceled his planned trip to Washington on Monday, saying that Trump had serious and offensive words directed at the prime minister, and it offended all of Italy. Also, we got Tulsi Gabbard coming out with some breaking claims regarding Dr. Fauci and the pandemic. Zelensky gave an ultimatum to Belarus, saying that they need to remove the weapons that are pointed at Ukraine. A new book claims that Trump was asked whether the next president will undo his gold-themed Oval Office. His response was that Cubans love gold. A lot of people are saying that he was talking about Marco Rubio. European Parliament has replaced Google with a French search engine, Cant. Bro, like, why are you calling me while I'm on live, bro? This shit I be talking. Damn, Tato. Anyways, also, we're going to cover some of the AI data centers. The affordability crisis is so bad that for the first time ever, both mom and dad are working full-time in most American homes, and that is according to Fortune. Double tap that screen, shut Alive out, chat. We're about to get into the episode, man. I hope everybody had a great night, great weekend. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. Also, please be sure to hit the like button on your way in. Let's get to that like goal right now. Double tap the screen, shut Alive out. Let's get into the show. This is the body cam footage after Karmelo Anthony was detained. But before we get into that body cam footage about Karmelo being detained, let's get into the actual surveillance camera. Let's get into the surveillance camera of what happened with the event, because a lot of stories are going on, and it's kind of hard to tell from this video, but you can get a pretty good idea of what may have went on. So we're going to skip over to the 7-minute mark. Let me know if y'all can see that. We're going to skip over to the 7-minute mark. I believe it was like 7:50. All right, so at this point, they're under the, let me zoom this in for y'all. Let me zoom this in for y'all. All right, Chad. So at this point, y'all can see right there, right? Can y'all see that? All right, so that's the tent. They're all under the tent. Some commotion goes on, and you'll see Karmelo step to the top of the tent. They're gonna put a highlight on him. Also, we'll get into that body cam footage. Let's go. All right, boom. So now, if y'all can look right now, you can see the altercation going on right now under the tent. You can see the altercation going on right now under the tent. Watch how they get the bodies come together and they get the moving. Boom. You see under the tent, they're fighting. Boom. Karmelo pops at the top. They just highlighted him. Now he's taking off running. Boom. The first person starts to chase him and turns back around. Karmelo's running. Hold on, let me zoom it back out because y'all can't see him running. I just want to make sure that y'all could see the altercation go on. Hold on. Damn, chat. All right. So boom. You can see they got the bubble on them. That's Karmelo running right there. All right, so I'm gonna pull it back some. Boom. Under the tent to the right left of the screen. That's them under the tent to the left of the screen. Boom, right about now, the commotion starts going on under the tent. You really can't see what's going on. Boom, Karmelo pops out at the top. They highlight him. Now he's gonna run. Boom, he's running. Someone chases him, turns around. He's running. Still has about 3 or 4 people chasing him. More people chasing him even faster now. At this point, he's walking. Now it looks like he seems to be surrounded by some adults now. It looked like he made it to the adults. They still got him highlighted. And it's looking like they're walking him back towards the scene, but on the inside of the track. He's still walking around on the inside of the track. Okay, there goes another adult. Someone comes and puts his arm around him. Looks like he stops. Face to face. He had on an Essentials jacket or a hoodie. He had on a hoodie that was Essentials. Everybody's running now. Everybody's probably figuring out what's going on. Everybody's clearing the track. They're still walking him back towards the tent. Yeah, everybody's clearing out. Now, as you can see, the stands were empty. There were a few people when this incident went on. There were a few people walking, but for the most part, the stands are empty, other than the tent and a few stragglers. Hit the like button, chat. Hit the like button. Yeah, they walked them all the way back over there right in front of the tent. Now they're turning around, walking them away from the tent. There's still only one person with him that seems to be an adult. Does he have a backpack on now? Boom, somebody came and stopped him. Look like he's a little frantic. All right, now they've convened right there. Chat, everyone hit the like button. I want to see what happens after the fact. So this is them. Now it's only about one, maybe two people around him. He's still on the track. People aren't moving as frantic now. Some people at the top kind of are. Still talking what it looks like to be two adults now. Here comes some more adults, it's looking like. All right, let's skip forward. Okay, they moving back over here. Now they're walking them off at this point. I wonder has law enforcement arrived yet? How long did it take law enforcement to respond? All right, now they're walking them off. 1, 2, 3 adults, it seems to be around them. He's got his hands in the air. It's looking like he got his hands raised in the air. I wonder is that law enforcement? Had law enforcement got here at that time, does anybody know the response time? Does anybody, you talking about Melo got his black bone out day one? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Those reports were false. Thanks, Vince. Yeah, I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but PREA is a real thing. The Prison Grape Whatever Act, man, that is a real thing. I don't know if y'all think it's like the 90s or the 80s in jail and people are just getting most people who are having intercourse in jail are doing it willingly. PREA is a real thing. They're not playing with that PREA shit anymore in jail. You say the school resource officer, so that's probably who's with him now. All right. So at 7 minutes, all right, they're all under the tent now. So at 7 minutes is when the commotion really started. About 7:50. Okay, so we're gonna go back. Look at the tent to the right side, chat. I wish I could slow this down. I don't think I can. Boom, right about here. Here goes the commotion. Look at the tent. Boom, commotion's going on right now. Boom, Karmelo pops up at the top after the commotion's going on. Now he takes off running. Boom. He stumbles down, he falls down the steps, picks himself up. So you can see commotion, but you can't tell what went on. You can actually see the commotion under the tent, but you cannot tell what went on and to the extent. At the 7:55 mark is when the commotion starts, right here. Boom. Push, boom. I'm assuming it's a push. You really can't see. Then you see him pop up at the top. You see some commotion going on at like 7:55, and then you see Karmelo immediately pop up above the tent. Commotion, boom. Karmelo pops up. Commotion's over. He's getting out of there. Yeah, it's hard to distinguish what went on, but we can see something went on under that tent. Something went on under that tent before he popped out. There it goes. Commotion. Boom. He pops out, takes off running. Now watch him stumble. Watch him fall at the end of the steps. Boom. Fails. To his knees. Gets up. All right, chat. We'll come back to that. Let's see what happened on the body cam footage. So I believe that was the school footage. Let's see what the police body cam footage is saying. But we did see the commotion happen before he got up out of there. There was some kind of commotion. You can't really determine what went on, but you do see commotion. All right, this is the body cam footage. Right here. Everyone hit the like button, chat. We got to get to the like goal. On your way in, be sure to hit the like button for me.
Under a memorial tent.
Don't reach for anything, all right, man? Stop right there for me.
Okay.
Dispatch 443. I got the suspects, and they're currently treating the victim. Again, he's on the north end of the stadium. All right. Any weapons on you like that? Go ahead. Oh, look here. How long? I know I'm not.
4-4, copy, I'll be en route.
Help me, y'all back up a little bit. Come over here for me. Go here.
4-4-7, clear.
I'm gonna put your handcuffs for now, okay, buddy?
All right, so they cuffed him on scene.
Slow down. I got the alleged suspect in handcuffs right.
Then you got people in here like censored sergeant talking about race baiting haters. See ya, Pippin. Get the fuck out of here, censored. Get your bitch ass on, man.
now detained. Dispatch 443. Everybody can slow down. I got the alleged suspect in handcuffs right now detained.
What are you talking about? What you mean he teleported back? That's not the guy at the bottom in the white shirt is not the same guy. As you can see clearly, Karmelo has on a gray Fear of God hoodie. A gray Fear of God hoodie. Ain't no way that was him at the bottom with the white.
Dispatch 443. Everybody can slow down. I got the alleged
Good night,
suspect
Vince.
in handcuffs right now detained.
Everyone else can slow down. Suspects detained in handcuffs.
Hold on. You can open up the channel, and medics are clear to come in. Have them come to the northeast entrance.
Lala, I see you typing in all caps. Lala, I see you.
Received.
This is the alleged suspects.
Dispatch is 432.
Okay. What they there? So nothing on your person at all? Nothing? Mind if I reach in your pockets and stuff and all that? Nothing gonna stab me? Not bad.
I'm going to be out with this. Received.
Everyone hit the like button. They said, pay attention. This is where he admits it. Yeah, he said, I told him if he touched me, then I told him not to touch me, and he touched me. I haven't watched this at all. I wanted to get the live reaction, but I read the caption. The caption says that yeah, the date is wrong on this, Lala. It says 2016. I don't know what's up with that. But he says Anthony also told the officer Metcalf put his hands on me and claimed he had previously warned him not to. He said, I'm not alleged, I did it. He put his hands on me and yeah, that's what the caption is saying.
Okay. What they there?
See, you said Karmelo Anthony should have received the death penalty like all murderers should have. So, S. Dean, I hope you have the same energy for that officer that unalived that 1-year-old baby in Mississippi. I hope you have the officer that shot in the car, that 1-year-old baby in Mississippi, I hope you think he should get the death penalty too, because he's definitely a murderer. He's definitely a murderer.
So nothing on your person at all? Nothing? Mind if I reach in your pockets and stuff and all that? Nothing gonna stab me? Not bad.
I'm going to be out with this.
Hit the like button.
A little personal there, okay? Just to make sure. Okay.
You talking about that was because the mother stole? I don't give a fuck. Who stole what? What are we talking about? Because the mother stole, the baby deserved to be shot. 1-year-old. Now let's talk about situational awareness. If when they got that call, they knew that it was a baby around, a baby involved. The woman said she even went so far as to hold the baby up. Officer shouldn't have shot in that car. Situational awareness at 0.
The victim's going to be underneath that tent over there, so I'll get medics. Memorial tent over there, guys. All right.
He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me.
Victim, moving on the north end. They got staff standing to him right now. This is the latest suspect. Already? No. Research them. Got nothing on.
I don't know what happened. 4.3. Check the name of CBR office for a witness. Briefing. You should have brought in.
You said what was the full a murderer is a murderer. A murderer is a murderer, man. I know one thing's for sure, two things for certain. The car shouldn't have never been shot at. If there's a baby in the car, they should have never shot at that car. I don't care how the cookie crumbles, how y'all want to slice this shit. You're never going to get that off on me. The baby was in the car. Situational awareness. They should not have fired into that car with the baby in there. I don't give a fuck what was stolen, if anything was stolen. He's a murderer. He deserves the death penalty. It's over with.
It's up to you.
That's fine. This is closer.
Okay. Let me do one more little check of you, okay? You don't mind for reaching your pockets, anything like that? You good?
I'm wearing some little under. No, ma'am, I don't think so.
What's your name, man?
Karmelo Anthony, Karmelo.
4:30, you should out.
Okay.
Briefing.
They put that poor child, I'm pretty sure they didn't think the fucking police was gonna shoot. The mother actually said she was trying to get out of the car, but the driver backed into another car and that shut the car door shut. So what are you talking about? No matter how the cookie crumbles, the officer shouldn't have shot in that car. We're going to break down Officer Tatum. Right now, we talking about Karmelo Anthony. So I'm going to start this video over where the body cam footage. We're going to respond to Officer Tatum being loud and wrong about this officer situation. But yeah, if y'all want to say Karmelo Anthony deserves the death penalty, that officer for sure deserves the death penalty. 0 situational awareness. None. 0.
Over there. North end under a memorial tent.
Don't reach for anything, all right, man? Stop right there for me.
Okay.
Dispatch 443. I got the suspects. And they're currently treating the victim. Again, he's on the north end of the stadium. All right. Any weapons on you like that?
You said the mother sounds like she had no remorse for the baby. It probably hasn't hit her yet. She hadn't even seen her baby. The baby passed away. She knows the baby. She hasn't even seen the baby. She said she couldn't get the baby until it got back from Jackson. People deal with grief differently. A lot of people grieve very, very differently.
Oh, look here.
How long? I know I'm not.
4-4, copy, I'll be en route. Briefing.
Y'all back up a little bit. Come over here for me. Over here.
447, clear.
I'm gonna put your handcuffs for now, okay, buddy?
Briefing.
You said, why did the cop shoot at the car? There's no situation to where that police officer should have shot at the car. In no circumstances. Short of them holding a fucking RPG out of the window, there is no circumstance where that officer should have shot into that car when they knew it was a baby in the car. When they got the report of 2 people stealing, it was alleged stealing, it was 2 women and a baby. They knew the baby was in the car. The lady said she held the baby up to try to show the officers the baby was in the car. Anything short of holding a fucking RPG out that window, they shouldn't have shot in that car.
slow down. I got the alleged suspect in handcuffs right now detained.
Anything, everyone else can slow down. Suspect detained in handcuffs.
Hold on. You can open up the channel, and medics are clear to come in. Have them come to the northeast entrance. That's gonna be a gate that's wide open there, and then you come to the victim from there.
Received.
Blame the other, but not the mother. The mother wasn't driving. The mother wasn't driving recklessly. The mother wasn't doing none of that, man. The mother didn't steal. The mother, she said she got a receipt. She said she didn't steal nothing. So this lady was with somebody who may or may not have been stealing. What are you talking about? Blame the mom for what? Who thinks that the cops are going to start shooting at you for fucking something happening at Walmart? Something non-violent happening at Walmart. Who thinks the cops are just going to shoot them?
This is the alleged suspect. Okay. What's there? So nothing on your person at all? Nothing? Mind if I reach in your pockets and stuff and all that? Nothing gonna stab me? Not bad.
I'm going to be out with this. Received.
A little personal there, okay? Just to make sure.
How do you know Karmelo purposely aimed for the chest? J727-100. Call in. I want J727-100 to call in and tell us how he knows Karmelo purposely aimed for the chest. How the fuck do you know? You don't. You just talking. The baby's no longer with us. The baby is passed away. The baby sustained shots to the rib cage. The baby sustained shots to the rib cage and is no longer with us.
I'm going to be out with this. Received.
A little personal there, okay? Just to make sure. Okay. All right. The victim's going to be underneath that tent over there, so I'll get medics.
And what's even crazier is they didn't even charge her with stealing. So everybody there talking about blame the mom. She shouldn't have been stealing. Where the fuck is her theft charge? Where is her stealing charge at? She says she doesn't have any charges. She just has a dead child. She doesn't have any charges related to stealing. She just has a dead child. This right here, Dragon, is Karmelo Anthony's body cam footage from where he was arrested initially. Where he was initially arrested.
Okay. All right.
Talking about typical, stop defending criminals, moron. You defend this administration, your bitch ass. You defend everything in this administration, and they all fucking criminals. I don't want to hear it.
So the victim's going to be underneath that tent over there, so I'll get medics. Memorial tent over there, guys. All right.
He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me.
Victim is over on the north end. They got staff standing to him right now. This is the alleged suspect. Already not.
You said that little child's better off in heaven than growing up to be another thief and convict like her mother. How do you know her mother doesn't have any charges? And your dad should have put you out on the fucking bedspread, man. Your dad should have just unloaded you on the damn bed sheets. That's what should have happened to you, Adrian.
I don't know. Research them. Got nothing.
I don't know what happened.
413. Trackers of leave STB off office for what witness. Received. You know, wrong thing.
Sorry, I'll wait for it. It's up to you. It's up to you.
That's fine. This is closer.
Let me do one more little check of you, okay? You don't mind ever reaching your pockets, anything like that? You good?
I'm wearing some little.
My argument is is that everybody that's saying Karmelo deserves the death penalty needs to have the same fucking energy for this cop that unalived this 1-year-old baby shooting into a vehicle unwarranted when there was a child in the car. That's my stance. That's my stance. In Arkansas, Karmelo wouldn't have got first degree. He wouldn't have got premeditated. Texas, there's a felony murder statute, so it doesn't really have to be premeditated. Arkansas, this would have been second degree, possibly manslaughter. Second degree for sure. Max. It wouldn't have been first degree. But my stance here is everybody in here has so much energy for Karmelo, but would defend this police officer that shot unwarranted because he didn't do a proper threat assessment into this car. They want to spare him. They're mad that he's on paid leave right now. No, he's a murderer and his ass deserves the death penalty too.
No, ma'am, I don't think so.
What's your name, man?
Karmelo Anthony, K-A-R-M-E-L-O.
Have a seat here real quick, man. Watch your head. Let me check your hood here, buddy, okay? Well, I'll tell you what, lean this way so you're not resting on your hands, okay? All right, see a little bit of blood on your hands there, okay? All right. So your first name is Karmelo?
K-A-R-M-E-L-O.
Let's see, hold on 1 second. I don't know yet, man. Karmelo.
If the mother was stealing, why doesn't she have theft charges? I'm tired of this shit. Somebody explain to me that. If the mother was stealing, where the fuck is her charges?
Karmelo, C-A-R-A.
K-A-R.
K-A-R-M-E-L-O.
M-E-L-O.
Karmelo. What's your last name? A-N-T-H-O-N-Y.
Hey, Tamar, the watermelon felon, tonight's not the night for that shit, Tamar. I'd be done cussed your ass out too.
Where you went?
I'm a 12th.
10th grade? You go to Emerson? Where do you go? Centennial. Okay.
And Roger, if you mad, you can swipe up on the live. This my fucking show. I speak about what I want, how I want. If you mad, swipe up. It's somebody else live, nigga.
I'm in 12th grade.
12th grade? Okay, no Centennial. All right, sit tight for me real quick, bud, all right? All right, let me run this guy real quick. I haven't talked to him.
All right, man. Let's get everyone double tap that screen, shut the live out. If you mad, be mad. If you're not mad, shit, don't be mad here. I don't care. That's what y'all gonna learn when y'all come over here. I don't really give a fuck what y'all think. I'm gonna state my opinion. Where is this shit at, man? All right, chat, we're going to move on to the Brandon Tatum. A lot of y'all don't know about the baby that was unalived. We played it. We covered it yesterday on the show, but I'm finna pull up this Officer Tatum being damn, giving his take on it, man. Somebody sent me this video and wanted me to react to it. I'm just sure Officer Tatum has a hot take.
Ding dong, it's Realtor.com time.
Damn, she's still getting money. Ain't that the woman that went to jail? That Martha Stewart, man. Did she go to the feds?
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Bro, what the hell is going on? I don't have ad free.
The kid had no...
Renew YouTube Premium. Oh, my God. They want me to reactivate my YouTube. I can't do it while I'm on live chat. I can't renew my... Y'all gonna be in my business. I'm gonna have to do it after the show.
No chance at life because his parents are stupid. And the black folks who support this are equally stupid because y'all won't take accountability for nothing.
Oh, y'all said that's Reba? That is Reba. My mama used to like watching Reba. Damn, that is Reba. I done called her as Martha Stewart.
Tuesday night, angry protesters returned to the Walmart where Senatobia police shot and killed 1-year-old Cohen Wiley Sunday while answering a shoplifting call.
So, Pepper, We are backing up because we're starting to ingest a little bit of that tear gas at this point. But if you take a look over there, and Kim's going to try his best whilst remaining safe to make sure he gives you. Officers are kicking some of those pellets around, trying to clear people out of this area.
I want to tell you guys about Tatum's store. If you're looking for incredible merch.
Man, nobody give a damn about that store right now, big dog. All right, man. You said that they drove the car. Well, the lady said that the officers were on one side. They were driving the car away from it. And when you see the footage, you actually see the officers running this way, the car turning the complete opposite way. So I'm going to be honest with you. That's why I'm speaking about situational awareness. Whether the car was driving to it, they didn't get hit. Nobody got hit. Same thing with the Miss Renee Good situation. You had enough time to get out the fucking way. You knew it was a kid in the car. You had enough time to get out the way. You knew it was a kid in the car. Where is your threat assessment? Where is your situational awareness? There is none. As an officer of the law, the last thing you want to be doing is drawing your gun, right? Doesn't seem like it.
Nothing. Y'all mad at the cop.
Reek says you're a dumbass. Reek, I don't give a fuck if you think I'm a dumbass, Reek. Now, tread lightly in this bitch before we send you packing too.
But you're not mad at this woman shoplifting and thugging with her baby in the car. And they don't stop when they get caught. Oh, I'm caught. They got us. Let us get, hey, Shanae got a baby in the car. Hey, bro, let's chill because she got the baby. Let her out. Or let's stop, bro. We can't be getting in no confrontation with the cops because she got a 1-year-old in the car. But they don't, the Negroes don't think like that. It's that I'm gonna drive off. We're gonna run over the cops. We're gonna do all this. And then they got one.
Now, y'all talking about me ad-libbing. What about him? They didn't try to run over the cops. If they wanted to run over a cop would have been ran over. Let's be all the way honest here. If they wanted to run over a cop would have been ran over. They were trying to leave, not run over the cops. Same thing Miss Renee Good was doing. She turned her wheels away from the officer. The officer walked in front of, he put himself in position to be in the pathway of their car. Same situation, bro. I told y'all when I first heard of the situation, everybody that was in here tonight, we first heard of this situation, what did I say? Oh, they're going to try to make this a Renee Good situation. They're going to try to make this some Renee Good shit.
When his little boy killed, because they stupid and they thugging, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing but Brandon Tatum. And then now they out here protesting. Black people are hungry, dying, kids getting.
The Real McGoy comes in supporting the channel via Super Chat. Better listen to someone who speaks their mind is direct, not with someone who steps around situations. Basically, intro to line, false representation. Appreciate you. Appreciate you too, The Real McGoy. And I'm gonna just put a disclaimer out here. Everybody in the chat calling me dumb, doing all of this shit, man. I don't give a fuck. That's the thing. That's the thing. You can sit here and you can listen or you can swipe up on the live. It doesn't make me a fucking difference.
Shot in the head and drive-bys, you ain't never gonna see them doing nothing. No t-shirt, no GoFundMes, no nothing. But as soon as a cop is involved, they mind turn on. I see why I'm saying it. Let me say this. It's not all black people that act like this. Trust me. Unfortunately, we get a bad rap from these ignorant ones. So not all black people act like this. But I can see why white people are sick of y'all. Because if you ain't never grew up around black people, you don't know that there's good black people. You think they all stupid like this. Roll the clip.
Tuesday night, angry protesters returned to the Walmart where Senatobia police shot.
See, Chad, this is what you call a damn proxy. You know, they a lot of people put Brandon Tatum on this pedestal because he says the shit that the other side really wants to say. He says the shit that the other side really wants to say, and that's what he does. He just talks about niggas all day. You know, there's quite a few of these creators out here that just talk about niggas all day. It's not just with this situation. It's with any situation. Brandon Tatum never takes the side of niggas. He never takes any situation, bro. You can damn near bet your bottom dollar on it. Brandon Tatum and a few others are going to go against niggas no matter what. No matter what. So I don't know. Call it bias, call it whatever you want.
Shot and killed 1-year-old Cohen Wiley Sunday while answering a shoplifting.
Time out. I want y'all to go back. I was running my mouth. Pay attention to how the news reports this. The news is a problem too. Listen to how they report this. Roll it.
I mean, when according to this, black people are never in the right. Never. You listen to these kind of people, it's always a situation where niggas is in the wrong. No matter what. No matter what. Nigga can walk into the store, get accused of stealing water bottles, not stolen anything, get chased out of the store, gunned down. Oh, and it's his fault. He shouldn't have ran. He just got accused of stealing and chased out of a store. He shouldn't have to explain himself. Maybe they should have done their fucking job better. Maybe they should have done it. He had no business being chased out of that store. The water bottles remained in the store. Oh, he was stealing. He shouldn't have went in there and steal. Well, he didn't fucking steal. The water bottles was in the store. Another dead YN. Another dead YN. For what? What does that tell you? Sometimes people run when they haven't stolen anything. He was getting pressed for no reason.
Tuesday night, angry protesters returned to the Walmart where Senatobia police shot and killed 1-year-old Cohen Wiley Sunday while answering a shoplifting call. Law enforcement in riot gear used tear gas to disperse the crowd. A mile away at Senatobia City Hall, Kasoski Sanders drove from Memphis to join the call for justice.
But you gonna shoot up a car with a baby in it? Come on, man, that's ridiculous. That's uncalled for. That's uncalled for. Guaranteed it was because of the color of their skin.
Protester Aretha
Let's bring it back. Listen to the...
See, this is one thing that I'll say. The black community does have issues. But the black community is not America's problem. The black community is not stopping you from doing anything that you're doing. The black community is not a threat to your job. The black community is not taking your H-1Bs. The black community, you probably don't even live around them. But the black community is the thought. Every fucking day you pop up like the Undertaker, all you could think about is niggas. Well, guess what? I'm one of those niggas that will address, yeah, we can have some problems in our community. Now, let's talk about the problems in these other communities, huh? Let's talk about that shit. Let's talk about that. Y'all don't want to talk about that shit. Y'all don't want to talk about, you know, your C-Sam cousin with all that damn child corn on his phone. You don't want to talk about your uncle that goes on the fishing trips that touches on all the little nieces and nephews and shit. Ask them to sit on their lap. You don't want to talk about that shit. No, you don't want to talk about that, but you want to wake up and talk about niggas every fucking day. Just like y'all telling us to fix our community, fix your fucking community.
Man, they got some wisdom. We all ain't stupid like that. Let me explain what they missed on this. The cops just showed up to a shoplifting and shot a 1-year-old and killed him. That's not what happened. These people are here stealing. They jump in the car. This girl got a baby in the front seat. They drive off, try to run over a police officer, is what is alleged. And it looked like the cop maybe fired one shot into the car.
Well, look, you said 13% do 50% of the murders. Well, put this shit on your Libra scale and balance it, man. Tim Tebow said most of the child touchers and abusers are white males. So what about that? About 70% of the sex crimes and CSAM that's downloaded is white males. Now, how about that? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Go fix your community. Go get all them touchers and shit out of your community.
Ended up killing this 1-year-old. Now, this is why cops shouldn't fire without knowing what they're hitting. So there's some accountability that needs to be had on the police side. But y'all create this whole situation that never should have happened. Roll it.
Esther is from Holly Springs.
People need to just stand up. It's in this community today. It's in mine too, but it may be on my doorstep tomorrow.
Wiley was in a car with his mother and her friend when he was fatally shot. Famed civil rights attorney Ben Crump now represents.
She was in a car
And yeah, I said Tim Tebow. He testified before Congress. He brought the data, testified before Congress, showed that it was like over 400,000 people actively downloading child porn right then that nobody's ever going to go pick them up. You know why? Because they foster a culture of pedophilia. I always want to talk about the black culture when a lot of these cultures, not just the white community, I'm not just talking about the white, a lot of these cultures foster pedophilia. And let's cut it out. Let's cut it out. Why do you think the Epstein files haven't resulted in anything? Because this is a culture that is fostering pedophilia. Don't fucking play with me in here.
The kid was in a car with a mother and a friend. Ma'am, when you report in the news, you're not selling the fact that they tried to run over the cops? Are you not mentioning the fact that they were stealing and thugging and they tried to get away? The kid was just in the car with his friends, and then cop just started shooting in the car. That's how y'all reporting this. And then this nut, this is the biggest race hustler on planet Earth. The Negro won't show up unless there's money to be made.
I'm launching my website, but I need the right name. You can purchase what's available on Wixstone.
He showing up, man, if it ain't finna be a class action lawsuit, he not finna sue the police. He only show up when white cops kill black people. Benjamin Crump ain't gonna show up when your kid gets shot by another black person that's doing drive-by shootings in the community. He ain't showing up. He don't care. He not supporting. He don't want nothing to do with y'all until he got some money to be made. I want to know, what is his cut from representing these families? Negro, how you at every shooting? You don't even live out there. You at this fool there before the family get to the press conference. He can't. He got a police scanner on. Black people. Again.
Same thing with you, Officer Tatum. Every time a nigga do something, here you come, nigga, like they just put the fucking Tatum signal in the air. What do you mean, nigga? Ben Crump showing up for the fucking money, just like you showing up for the fucking money. Anytime it's some black shit going on, here comes Officer Tatum showing up for the money. Every time it's something going on, here comes Ben Crump showing up for the fucking money. Let's be real here, Officer Tatum. It don't take a fucking genius to know it. Nigga showing up for the money, nigga.
Getting the private jet. He gotta be flying private. He don't give a flying flip about y'all black people unless it's money to be made. That is my opinion. He don't care about you. Show me where he at your family thing. He ain't gonna be there because there ain't no money. Roll the clip.
Representing the family. Cohen Wiley was a baby, he said in a statement Tuesday. His mother, who has not been charged with any crime, says she was trying to communicate to officers that there was a baby in the car. They fired anyway, leading to the death of an innocent 1-year-old. We intend to seek justice for baby Cohen and the life that was stolen from him.
Make no mistake.
Hold on.
You said the cop didn't get run over because he defended himself. No, the car kept going the same fucking way. They weren't in the way, obviously. If he had time enough to draw his gun and shoot, he had time enough to get the fuck out of the way when he knew there was a 1-year-old baby in the car. Like, let's be real. You got enough time to draw your gun and fire it. You got enough time to do a fucking sidestep, nigga. You ain't got enough time to do a sidestep. Why didn't he get hit then?
I'm talking about his mom and them stole his life way before this happened. His life was not gonna never be nowhere. Well, at least the chances were very slim. His mama tried to tell him it's a baby in the car. In what circumstance was she saying? She was yelling through the window? I look at the window shattered. So that means that something hit the window and knocked the window. The window was rolled up. When was she telling the cops it was a baby in the car? Before or after them dumb Negroes got in the car stealing out of the store? At what point did she say the baby? And where was the baby at when she was telling them? In the front seat. So you driving off with a baby in the front seat with no seat belt, and a 1-year-old. Ain't nobody think that's a problem. She was trying to say it was a baby in the car. Yeah, how was she saying it?
Yes, that's a problem, but that's not the problem. That doesn't constitute death. That doesn't, because the baby was in the front seat, because the baby hadn't got buckled in, that doesn't mean the baby should have got shot to death. Shot in the rib cage. What was it, a 9, a 40? Not being buckled into a seatbelt, a 9 and a 40. Like, come on now. Like, cut it out, Officer Tatum.
He had him up like this. It's a baby in the car. You should have told the thug it was a baby in the car. That baby going on to heaven now and gonna be happy. Y'all was getting rid of his life up anyway. I'm glad he don't got to deal with y'all stanky, nasty, stupid idiots.
And this is coming from someone who was a Crip. This is coming from someone who's supposedly from Fort Worth, who was a Crip, who did all of this shit and came out of the streets. Listen to him. Listen to how a little money make a nigga talk, bro. Listen to how a little money and some clicks and views make a nigga talk. This is a Crip. Crip. This nigga was a Crip.
That baby going on to heaven now and gonna be happy. Y'all was getting rid of his life up anyway. I'm glad he don't got to deal with y'all stanky, nasty, stupid idiots that just doing thuggery all day long with your 1-year-old. Man, leave the baby at home if you stealing. How you gonna bring your baby and you stealing? Because what they want to do, y'all, they want to have a baby as a target.
I hope he take care of everybody in his family. I hope he ain't got nobody fucked up in his family the way he talking. I hope every situation that arises in his family, he takes those children in.
They would have had a baby as an excuse.
Because by his logic, they better off in heaven. If he has anybody in his family that's going through a situation that's a little fucked up, man, them babies better off in heaven, according to his logic. This shit is crazy. These people get on here and just say whatever, bro. This shit is crazy, bro. The baby is better off in heaven.
They don't got the baby there because they love their kids. They want to be able to thug and be like, oh, I got a baby in the car. Don't arrest me. I got my baby with me. I got a baby. You can't arrest me for committing a crime. They use their kids as props. That baby should have been at somewhere at home. You should have been at home with your baby. No car seat, no nothing. Why don't the news report that part?
GoDaddy is the daddy of domains. GoDaddy is the daddy of domains. The daddy of domains. GoDaddy.
That's the thing. See, he comes in here and says shit like, you are the problem, not immigrants. Bro, what the fuck are you even talking about? The fuck are you even talking about? Didn't you come in here typing in all caps like?
This is a very tragic situation.
Commissioner Sean Tyndall, head of the Mississippi Department.
And while you sitting here talking about you are the problem, not immigrant, I hope your ass know Trump getting ready to denaturalize some motherfuckers. While you over here talking hee ha ha and kumbaya and in the fucking comments, Trump getting ready to denaturalize some motherfuckers. So while you hee and ha ha, and you better check your paperwork, nigga.
Of Public Safety urged the community to be patient while his agency investigates the shooting, interviewing witnesses, reviewing body and dashcam video, along with Walmart's surveillance video.
I want the public to be assured that the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation will conduct its independent investigation.
Shut up.
We have
I don't want to hear him no more. They always doing all this gay stuff. Man, look, if I was a commissioner or something, I'd say, this is under investigation. We're going to get to the bottom of what happened, and we're going to hold people accountable. The shoplifters, because I want y'all to think of this. You go to prison for life if the actions that you took, this is what makes me so mad. If you go steal in a store and your actions and your conduct leads to the death of another.
Listen, bro. Maj, put all the guns down. I'm going to do all the blocking tonight. They want to come in here and troll me tonight, talking about the host, it's the echo chamber if you don't agree. I don't give a fuck what you think, nigga. Shit ain't no democracy over here, nigga. The fuck wrong with you? I curate this show. If you want to have an opinion, man, start your own fucking show. How about that? Or wait till I do call-ins, man. If you're mad about it, swipe up on this shit ain't no democracy, nigga. Fuck wrong with you?
Other person, you get charged with felony murder. It's called a felony murder charge. That means that even though you didn't kill that person, your actions led to the death of another person, you go to jail forever. But in these cases, where you have a white person shooting a black person, if that's even the case, they haven't even set the race of the police officer. Have they set the race of the police officer yet? I bet the police officer may even be black. But what they do is they let these people off because the baby got killed. When in reality, that dude's action led to the cops shooting and that baby got killed. They should all get charged with murder. Mama and the thuggies in the car and all of them should all get charged with murder.
Who is Plug? Plug don't care if you far left, far right, liberal, conservative, Marxist, fascist, alien, NPC. That's who Plug is. I don't give a fuck what y'all think, how y'all think about it. But the thing about it is the people that fuck with me, the people that come in here and support me, the people that send the super chats and get the mods and the memberships and hang out and shit, they know how I am. It's you straggling motherfuckers. You motherfuckers who I've just now seen for the first time. Honestly, think I give a fuck about what you think. And I don't. And I'm here to tell you I don't. Subscribe or don't. Doesn't make me a difference. I'm going to show up here every fucking night, running my mouth.
Murder. They should get charged with first-degree murder. Because their actions led to this violent interaction. Because they were doing what? In the commission of a crime, which is stealing. All right. Here's some more. Here's some more. I wanted to say watermelon felon, but I'm not going to do it. Here's some more of these ignorant, mindless, I want to say they add no value to society. They're just people, zombies walking around, doing nothing with their life. Here's an example of one of them. Listen to this fool. Roll it.
You said, what's up with fried chicken and watermelon? It's, it's that time. Every time Juneteenth roll around, motherfuckers get the skin, get the crawling and don't know how to act and shit. So now it's watermelon and chicken and shit, But when we get to talking about mayo and mustard and salt and pepper and hummus and shit, motherfuckers get mad. When we get to talking about damn buttered chicken and shit, motherfuckers get, oh my God, he said buttered chicken. Yeah, it's like that, man. Fuck.
Being black is the weapon. Like, that is literally the weapon they trying to demonize. No matter if you're 1 year old or you 60 years old, if you're black, you're already the bottom tier to them.
We don't really know anything. We don't know why it happened or whatever. All we know is that a car was shot up and a 1 year old baby was killed.
Senatobia, Mississippi policeman shot, open fire in a public setting over allegedly some Pampers.
I'm just lost for words, to be honest.
You're lost for words because you high. And words, when you put that blunt down, the words will come back to you, brother.
Libertarian comes through supporting the channel and says all centralized systems have failed. Freedom, liberty, skill sets, anarchy, life is what you make it. Please do not ask permission to exist. Do not ask permission to exist. Thank you for supporting the channel, Libertarian.
I bet you I can smell the marijuana off the camera. I'm at a loss for words. Why you at a loss for words, Janae Ray? Oh, he the grandfather. This boy had no chance. His grandfather, 25 years old. How you somebody? You 25. I'm a loss for words. Where your words got lost at? When your daughter got a baby in the front seat robbing over in the cop shop, before she did this, she cutting up this whole time. And you lose your words then, but you losing your words now. If you lose your words before they do this, you ain't never got to lose your words of them getting killed. I don't understand how this is not so cut and dry. You reap what you sow. If you out here doing crime, eventually something may happen to you.
Yeah, but the punishment has to fit the crime. The punishment has to fit the crime, Tatum. That's what we're talking about here. The punishment did not fit the crime at all, if there was a crime committed.
Finish it. Let grandpa, let 25-year-old grandpa finish.
Someone need to be held accountable for it. It's just not right.
Not your daughter or the other two people in the car, just the cops. Here's a little bit of the protest. Roll it. Hold on, time out. They going to Walmart. For what? They shot in the parking lot. Why y'all gonna tear the place up? Because these people ain't got nothing to do with this. Y'all done stole from the store. The cops the one that shot him, and y'all gonna tear the building up. It doesn't make it make sense.
But that's the thing, Officer Tatum. They weren't tearing the building up. They were out there protesting. When they were protesting, and yeah, they were probably turning customers away. Nobody wanted to go in there, but they didn't tear that up. They didn't tear it up. The police tear gassed them. They were protesting out there. Y'all know what it looks like when that many people get together and tear some shit up. They didn't tear anything up. They slowed down the fucking business. That's what they did. Something happened at that place of business, which was Walmart. They protested at that Walmart and slowed up the business. There was nothing destroyed.
Roll it.
Thanks, Sean.
Creating custom clothing with Tap Stitch is simple. Start by choosing a garment, then click Design Now.
My bad, chat. I gotta renew my YouTube Premium, and I can't do it while I'm on live because y'all will be done stole my information and shit, man. I can't renew my YouTube Premium while I'm on live.
If we don't get it, shut this down. Walmart can't do an investigation. Walmart don't arrest people. Why y'all want justice from Walmart?
Now, I will say that. Someone came in here yesterday and asked me, are we going to boycott Walmart? And I was like, for what? What are we boycotting Walmart for? Like, Walmart's on the clock with the damn footage, but we heard the police officer that was over the situation say that they're not going to expedite any of the footage because it might compromise their investigation, the quality of their investigation. So Walmart's not really on the clock for anything right now, in my opinion. In my opinion. I don't know why they would boycott Walmart.
But like, and you know, let me tell y'all this. You know why they standing there? Y'all know why they standing in front of the doors at the establishment? Because these Negroes gonna go in there and loot. It ain't about this kid. They not.
Now that's what he's saying. He's saying these Negroes are gonna go out there and loot. How many hours were they out there protesting and didn't go loot? How many hours did dozens, if not hundreds of people protest outside of that Walmart without looting? You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna go up there and loot. You just know how it go. You just know how it go. Well, why didn't they do it? Why were they out there for hours protesting, taking tear gas and everything, and didn't loot? If they wanted to loot, they would have looted off the jump. They would have went in there from the very onset stealing.
Going in there, they don't want justice because you can't get justice at the Walmart checkout line. Is that these Negroes want an excuse to go in there and steal everything? They should be down at the police station. Why they at Walmart? They be in the police station. They not even there to set up a memorial for the kid. They there to loot. They trying to loot. This is the
Walmart might have lied and said that they stole, but Walmart, there was an employee from Walmart. So Walmart as a whole is still like, this isn't a, y'all know, y'all friends, neighbors work at Walmart. People you went to school with work at Walmart. You know how this loss prevention shit go. Shopping while black is a thing. If they saying that they didn't steal anything, it was they thought that they were going to steal. So at most, yeah, Walmart may have called the police and told them that they were stealing, but this is a regular employee. This is just a person. It's not like Walmart had a policy put in place to, you know, I don't know. It's not like Walmart did the ultimate. It's an employee called the fucking police, man. Police went overboard.
The worst society, this is the worst culture I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not saying it's all black people. Because all the black people I know smart.
And that's the thing, bro. Like, y'all keep making this like a black-white thing. Like, I'm from Arkansas. Do you know how much white folks steal in Arkansas? Like, y'all make it seem like stealing or robbery or anything of that sort is exclusive to the black community. Like, I was born and raised in fucking the South, nigga. Motherfuckers will pull a tow truck in your yard and steal your car. They'll put your shit on a fucking tow truck, man. These white boys out here not bullshitting, man. What are you talking about? Pawn shops? What are you, like, I don't know, man. Maybe y'all don't, I don't know.
I'm saying it's these ones. Roll the clip.
So, Pepper, we are backing up because we're starting to ingest a little bit of that tear gas at this point. But if you take a look over there, and Kim's going to try his best whilst remaining safe to make sure he gives you. Officers are kicking some of those pellets around, trying to clear people out of this area. You can see some of the gentlemen.
No, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about old school cars. Like, if you have your cars out on the side of the road, like an old school out there for $5,000, $6,000, man, they don't even play around. They don't even try to hotwire your car no more. They gonna come put your shit on the tow truck. They driving out these country roads where not a lot of traffic and shit's going on, and they're looking for cars on the side of the fucking road, like parked next to the road for sale and shit. And they're taking them, snatching them bitches, putting them on the tow truck, throwing a cover over them, and keeping that shit pushing.
Over there having masks on. Obviously, a lot of people, as you heard, were crowded around this Walmart, as you said on Sunday. That is where the shooting happened. And many of people were trying to make sure they were advocating for the Senatobia community, for the greater Mississippi community, and particular, they tell me, for black communities. Now, I apologize again.
Yeah, we advocate for the black community so we can go loot. They trying to break in the building. Y'all see that? All right, let's get to the next topic. I had to get that off my chest. Boy, I'm sick of these black people, man. I'm sick of some of y'all ignorant fools, man. And nobody, white people can't say this, but I know they feel it too. I'm sick of y'all.
See that you said, how did they get on there without messing up the car? I don't think they care about messing up the car. I think they looking for specific cars. They're looking for specific shit, man. And they see that shit, they gonna snatch it up out your yard, man. Lawnmowers and shit too. Yeah, Officer Tatum's really just talking out the side of his neck right now. Everyone double tap the screen. Where's the likes at? All right, have we hit the like goal yet, chat? Double tap the screen. Share the live out. Where are we at on the like goal? No, we have not hit the like goal. We need everyone to hit the like button on your way in. As you come in, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. We go live every single night over at 10 p.m. Central Time, talking politics, current events, and entertainment.
Y'all tripping. Y'all make us all look bad, man. I want to go to the mall later. And I know these white people looking at me like.
And then Sewer -1 says, F your likes, F your couch, man.
Is he one of them? I almost want to make a shirt, I'm not one of them.
Tate Napier says, I'm not subscribing. Well, don't comment no more then, Tate. Since you don't want to subscribe and you want to let me know that you don't want to subscribe, don't comment no fucking more in here. Or I'll make sure you won't comment no more in here. How about that? You just watch the show, and when you get ready to leave, just get the fuck out. How about that, Tate? Oh, you commented again? I bet you won't do it no more. You won't do it no more, Tate, because your ass on timeout for 86,000 minutes.
I'm not one of them.
Lunatic Libertarian comes in and says, sensationalism is used to manipulate the populace. Read Federalist and Anti-Federalist papers. Use direct sources. Be a good human being. Thank you for supporting the channel, Libertarian.
I'm educated. I love my country. If I want something I can't afford it, I'm going to go work hard and go buy it. I'm not stealing nothing for nobody. I'm not shoplifting stuff that don't belong to me. I'm not him. I'm not sagging my pants. I'm not out here.
So what was you doing when you was a Crip? That's all I want to know, Officer Tatum. What was you doing when you was cripping? Were you sagging your pants when you was a crip? Were you stealing? What were you doing? I'm just trying to understand. He told us he was a crip. I didn't know that. He told us he was from Fort Worth and he was cripping, and I want to know, what was you doing then? What are you talking about? The real McGoy comes through and said, a child is gone. It's heartbreaking. And the amount of unsympathetic people to this situation shows how bad society is. It's heartbreaking, truly. Thank you for supporting the channel via Super Chat, The Real McGoy. Yes, this is a very sad situation, man. But I'm just trying to figure out, what was he doing when he was cripping, bro?
Here thugging and banging. I'm not doing none of that old crazy stuff. I'm not one of them.
I'm not thugging and banging. You told us you was cripping. Man, come on, bro.
I'm not one of them. I'm educated.
Many of people were trying to make sure they were advocating for the Senatobia community, for the greater Mississippi community, and particular, they tell me, for black communities. Now, I apologize again.
Yeah, we advocate for the black community so we can go loot. They trying to break in the building. Y'all see that? All right, let's get to the next topic. I had to get that out of my chest. Boy, I'm sick of these black people, man. I'm sick of some of y'all.
He is libertarian,
man. And nobody, white people can't say this, but I know they feel it too. I'm sick of y'all. Y'all tripping. Y'all make us all look bad, man. I want to go to the mall later. And I know these white people looking at me like, is he one of them?
You was gangbanging. Like, you are a former gangbanger, bro. Like, what is this nigga talking about, bro? Like, did he? Hold on, let me find the clip,
I almost want to make a.
Let me find the clip, bro. Like, where he's like, let me find the clip, bro. Hold on, bro. I have to find this clip, bro. It's no way.
I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. I'm educated. I love my country. If I want something I can't afford it, I'm gonna go work hard and go buy it. I'm not stealing nothing for nobody. I'm not shoplifting stuff that don't belong to me. I'm not him. I'm not sagging my pants. I'm not out here thugging and banging. I'm not doing none of that old crazy stuff. I'm not one of them. I'll say this real quick and I'm gonna move on. I remember me and my wife was in Nordstrom. She was getting some shoes. I'm sitting down. I had a collar shirt on. I think we just came from church. I look over. Negroids are coming through the front door.
This is the thing. This is the problem I have with Officer Tatum. Is that you told us, you use where you're from as credibility. Oh, I'm from over here. It was like that, right? Then you say you was cripping. So that you inserted yourself. Not only did you grow up in this environment and it was like that, you inserted yourself into gangbanging. And now you just have no understanding. Black people are never right. You never have any sort of, I don't know. It just seems, I just don't understand it. I don't see how. It has to be fake. It has to be fake. Or either you really wasn't gangbanging. It's either you really wasn't gangbanging. If you from where you from, you say you from Stop 6. We know it's like that over there. We know it's like that, Stop 6. You told us you was gangbanging over there. I don't understand.
Oh, man, I smell weed just blowing through the store. White lady looked at me, and I looked at her, and we were thinking the same thing. Yep.
And that's the thing. That's where you're supposed to reach back and teach people, not tear them down. If that's where you came from when you were immature and you matured and grown, that's why y'all see me. Y'all know in the Discord I'll post in there, but that's why y'all see me in the community. I do things for the community. I try to get the kids together. I try to do little initiatives. I'm always, involved in the community things. Not saying that he's not, but I don't speak like that either. Like, I'm not finna bash every fucking time something happens. Yeah, if some shit needs to be called out, we can call it out. But I have a certain level of understanding. He's acting like he's acting like he didn't tell us he was from Stop Six and was gangbanging. Nigga, you told us that.
That's you see it, don't you? Yeah. You looked at me because you know I'm looking at you saying I'm not like that. They can't even come in Nordstrom like they got some sense. Pants sagging, smoking weed. God damn.
And that's what I'm saying. Pants sagging, smoking weed. That's where you don't bash them. You go teach them. Each one teach one. Hey, little homie, you know what I'm saying? You sagging your pants like this. These are the reasons why you should. This is the impression that it gives off. You know what I'm saying? Those are the talks that you need to have. But sitting here, you know what I'm saying, bashing them like, what? Like, come on now. If he can go back to his hood, he not gonna go back to his hood talking like that crazy. He's gonna go over there trying to reach back, give back to the community. Like everybody should. If we're saying that these kids have no guidance, why not be the guidance? Why tear them down? You gonna tear them down. The same people that you grew up around, that you came up around, the same concrete jungle that you made it out of, instead of showing them like, hey, look, I made it, boy. I did something different and I made it. No, you're gonna kick them and keep them down while talking them to a whole nother demographic. You're gonna entertain a whole nother demographic while stepping on the people you left behind. I don't know. I'm just not that kind of person. I'm just not that kind of person. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe you get these people getting a certain amount of money and shit just changes. I don't know. Let's get into this Trump interview. Trump sat down with Axios. Let's get into this Trump interview.
Websites your competitors don't want you to know, part 2.
All you do is go to this website, and it lets you find out exactly how much your competitors are making by showing you how much traffic they're getting, where the traffic's coming from, and even which social media platform is driving the most visits. It has a complete breakdown of all the recent...
Mr. President, welcome to the...
You said I sound like I'm embarrassed to be black. Hell no, I'm black and I'm proud. I'm FBA. They ain't one of those. What are you talking about? I'm embarrassed to be black. Not hell no. We got to reach back and get to teach the community. He's embarrassed to be black. I'm not. I've only been black. I was dark-skinned when it wasn't cool. I grew up when being dark-skinned was not the thing to be.
The Axios show.
Thank you.
We wanted to make this more of a conversation than a typical interview where we're just going to hop around from topics to topic. And we wanted to do, Axios likes to do one big thing.
Okay.
Oh,
so the one big thing we want to talk about is power and how you think about it and how you wield it. A decade ago, you first became president, and you've had loads of experience since then. In that span of time, what is the one big thing you've learned about wielding power?
See, this is the thing. I don't think anyone should be embarrassed about what they are. If you black, be proud to be black. If you white, be proud to be white. If you're Latino, be proud to be Latino. If you're African, be proud of what you are. But if we're gonna sit here and make the topic of conversation black people all the time, shit, when black people make their points, don't change the subject. That's what I get into with these debates. A lot of people come at me with, oh, this number, this fact, you have this in your community. I'm going to be the one to address it and be like, you know what? We do have problems within our community. And these are certain ways that we can address them. Now let's speak about your community. These are the certain problems I know in your community. And then the conversation changes. People want to switch the convo. They want to go because it hits a little too close to home. See, I'm not scared of the shit that hits close to home for me. Yeah, I know it. I've had friends die of gun violence. I've got friends that got a lot of time in jail for drugs. I've seen it all. I'm not gonna shy away from it. I'm gonna live in that. Like, you know what? I seen it, went through it. It's fucked up. It's not a place to be. How can we each one teach one and make sure the youth doesn't go through what we went through? A lot of y'all, when we bring up the problems in the other communities, y'all don't want to have a conversation anymore because it hits a little too close to home. It makes you a little uncomfortable.
Well, I think you have to do it judiciously. I think that experience is good. I always say that potential is far more important. In other words, having ability is far more important than
T-Rex says, but you're not from the USA, you're from Jamaica. I'm from the deep south. Listen, we can do this. We can go back and forth, man. I'm not Jamaican. Don't have any Jamaicans in my family is FBA. All of them.
experience, but having both is very good. And I learned a lot during the first administration. And I was told just the other day, because, we had a tremendous G7 and very dominant G7. We got what I wanted. And somebody said the other day that this is a far more powerful administration or term than the first one. And we had a good first term. We had the best economy. We had a lot of good things happening. We rebuilt the military. We did a good job. But I feel it's a more powerful term.
Good night, Karen. I'm glad you came and hung out with us for a while. I'll be looking for those prints. Thank you for always showing up, Karen. I hope you have a good night and a great weekend.
Than the first one. Now, that comes with experience. It also comes by having somebody precede you who was a disaster. I mean, the man was a disaster. And so when you're compared to somebody like that, you look maybe better than you are. That's possible. But I feel that it's a very powerful administration right now.
The Real McGoy says, who cares where someone is from? In my life, family is family, blood or not. For sure, the Real McGoy. But for purposes of this conversation, I just gotta let it be known, like I'm not Jamaican. I'm FBA. Like how Jamaicans are proud to be Jamaicans and Africans are proud to be Africans and people who have German and Irish descent and Italian descent are proud of that shit. I'm proud to be FBA. I'm proud to be a Black American. That's all it is.
You mentioned the G7. You saw a number of world leaders. You walked in and you said, I'm the boss.
Yeah.
How many of them believe that?
All of them. But I was just being funny.
Uh-huh.
What happened is they were all sitting, and then I walked into the room, and it was just sort of funny because it's a very long table, but there's only 7 of them. The table is meant for like 30 people, so the whole end of the table looked like almost a perfect podium-type setup, right? And I saw them all sitting. They're all well-known figures, right? The heads of countries. We had a couple of others in there too, as you know. Some, like as an example, Modi of India, great guy. A lot of people came. They're allowed to come if they want and sit. But I walked in there, these leaders, and I just looked at them. I said, I'm the boss, and you remember. And that was done as a joke. This thing got carried all over the world. I can't believe it. I was just being cute, funny. I wasn't trying to be the boss.
You have experience, obviously, with world leaders from your 2 terms.
What problems does my community have that yours doesn't? Since you say that my community has the most problems, Adrian, what problems do we have that y'all don't? I mean, you let me know what problems the Black community specifically has that y'all don't.
Definition of a great leader. How do you?
Or that y'all didn't introduce.
Define.
Well, you have so many different types of leaders. Yesterday, as an example, I'll mention the name again because pretty great. All my life I've watched India. They just kept changing. Somebody would be there for 6 months and then a year. And then all of a sudden, Prime Minister Modi ends up there. He's been there for more than 12 years, very solid. And he does it through there's a great calmness, and yet he's not a calm person. He's a very tough guy. I know him very well. And you have such different leaders. I watched Brazil, the leader who I know a little bit. He's a very volatile person.
You're not a fan of Lula, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not a fan or not a fan. I don't.
I'm not a Democrat, nor a Republican. I'm a biblically literal prophetic independent. That's what I am. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent who believes in the Bible, and I believe that these people are trying to force fulfill prophecy, or prophecy is being fulfilled right now. That's me in a nutshell.
Think about him, to be honest with you. I don't really think about him. I couldn't care less. But he's a different kind of a person now, very volatile. I watched as he made a speech, and it was a very volatile, and it's fine. It's all different types. So when you say about leaders, when you say about, what do they all have in common? Look,
Imagine being able to build anything just
God,
by
I hate
thinking
these
about
ads,
it.
bruh.
Meet Base 44.
Man, I remember Full Name Money donated for me to get YouTube Premium, and I don't know. I just shit. I always pay it, man, but I don't know, man. My YouTube Premium went because I got it on my other account. That's why. I'm gonna get Premium back on this account tomorrow. I can't log in and do all of that shit while I'm live, but I apologize. I do apologize.
they're all smart. You can't get to that level without being smart. Who's very smart is President Xi of China. He's a very smart man. You don't get to those levels where you're running a country, even if it was a small country. You have something special. Now, in some cases, it doesn't work out, but you need something special. It's not.
You said, hell no, I was paying this shit on 2 accounts, boy. I was paying YouTube Premium on 2 accounts. Hell no. That's just like, I'm not finna pay $40 a month to have 2 different YouTube Premiums. Fuck that. I don't get enough donations for that.
Not an easy thing to do.
What is it about Xi that you find most admirable?
So we have a very good relationship. And you probably heard me say yesterday, I said, I want to thank him because he didn't get involved with the whole thing with Iran. He could have gotten involved. He could have sent a nice oil ship surrounded by 12 destroyers and see if he could blast his way through the blockade, which was an unbelievable military. I think it's going to go down as one of the great military maneuvers. It was every bit as important as all the bombing we did. It really, they were dying. They had no money, no nothing for months. But President Xi, I asked him, I said, I'd really appreciate you not getting involved. And he was great. He didn't get involved. And I think if somebody else would have said that, I don't think somebody else would have even asked him that, but I did. I get along with him well. He's a strong man. He's no games. He won't sit down and say, "Oh, what a beautiful day. This is a wonderful day, Mark. Look how beautiful. Look at the sunshine." There's none of that stuff. It's like all business, which I like. I think it's great.
Is there something about the Chinese system that you think advantages him and his country that you wish you had here?
Well, it's actually supposed to be a disadvantage. We have the entrepreneurship and all the things you read about, but they're there just about as quick as we are. You go to something's hot, and we get there.
Let's get you the fuck up out of here. I'm tired of seeing you broke, uncle. We just gonna get you the fuck out of here. You said, who do y'all want as president? What's gonna make America better? Someone who can come and calm the storm? Because right now with this administration, everyone in the cabinet pretty much that's been confirmed, that was confirmed, is gone. And what that tells me is they were brought in for a specific purpose. That specific purpose has been fulfilled and they're making their exit. Project 2025 is almost completely implemented. We got rollbacks on all kind of protections. We got Kristi Noem out, Pam Bondi out, Bongino out. We got Tulsi Gabbard on the way out. It's these people were brought in for a specific purpose. And now they're making their grand escape. We need someone who can come in and calm the storm, because the surveillance state, the AI data centers, we got a lot of shit going on right here domestically. We still got a homeless problem. We still have a damn health epidemic. We got the damn pandemic wherever the origins of the pandemic came. I guess, who was that? Tulsi Gabbard declassified that as of today. So we got a lot of things we need to do domestically. We need someone who can kind of calm the storm and deal with that shit, man.
There, and the Chinese are standing there before us.
Derek, gonna come in here and tell me to shut up. Well, guess what, Derek? Uh-oh, talking out the side of your neck. We gonna pack you up, Derek. Now you shut up, Derek. Matter of fact, get louder, Derek. You can't, because you can't type.
Or we beat them by a little bit.
See, y'all gonna make me start putting this shit on members only and subscriber mode. That's what y'all gonna make me do. See, I ain't want to do it, but I got something for y'all ass. I'm finna start putting this bitch on subscriber mode. Watch. I'm gonna start putting this bitch on members
But
only and
I'll tell you, we're beating them on AI. We have the strongest military in the world. We have the most powerful military in the world. He admitted to me, you have the most powerful. I did a great job. I rebuilt our military in the first term and did it well. Look, take a look at Venezuela. 48 minutes, the whole thing was over. 48 minutes. And by the way, now we have a great relationship, and we've paid for that war with Venezuela many.
Now, hell no. That means you got some skin in the game. See? Now you saying, then see, now y'all want to get to echo chamber. They're only the cultists can talk. Now, hell no. See, that means you got some skin in the game. That means if you want to come in here, get off your shit, talk all crazy to me in the chat and shit, at least I know you subscribe. If you can't give me so you can give me all the opinions in the world, but you can't subscribe to this shit, fuck you. I don't need to hear from you. I don't need to hear your opinion. If you can't simply subscribe, I don't need to hear that shit. Straight up, I need to know you got some skin in the game in this motherfucker.
Many, many times. We're taking out millions of barrels of oil, and we're making them more money than they've ever made before. All the big oil companies are moving in. It's amazing. There's no place with that kind of oil. I guess us, maybe we have the most. And they're probably second or third.
Obviously, if I ask you who are the two greatest or leaders you like the most,
man, I just told y'all this shit is not a democracy, bro. We can have a convo, we can talk, but what I'm telling y'all is that if you can't simply subscribe, I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for any. All I'm saying is subscribe. Subscribe. You can do all of this fucking typing. You can sit in this bitch for 2-3 hours arguing, not just with me, but with people going back and forth, but you can't subscribe. Put that shit on subscribers only then. Put that shit on. I got something for that. It's cool. Don't subscribe. I got something for that.
On the world stage, I'd assume one of them is G.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store preloaded with 20 handpicked products that are trending all over the world, basically validated by AI from a trending product database from one of the top vendors on the planet.
Thanks, bye.
And the reason that we can do this completely free for you is because, well, Shopify is paying me to do it. You've probably seen me before because for the last year, Shopify has loved the AI-paired software that we built so much that they've been paying me to build.
Hold on, my bad. I was playing the damn ad. My bad. I'm sitting here reading the chat. You said this the 8th favorite cult channel anyway? Don't disrespect me in here, man. You love me, man. Every time you see me on your screen, you stop and you come in this motherfucker. You just can't leave. Like, let's be real. 8th favorite channel is a lie, bro. That's a lie, bro. Because people either love my shit or they hate my shit, man. At 8th favorite channel, you wouldn't even be over here, man. Stop lying, bro. You love this shit.
I think in terms of leadership, I think that's true.
Who's the other? When you think of power and leverage and the ability to execute on that.
Well, I think Modi is very good, yeah. They've had some very good numbers announced. He stays out of wars, which is smart. He's 1.5 billion people. He's actually the biggest. India's actually the biggest. Modi's a great leader, and we do a lot of business with them, but now we do fair business. They used to...
Y'all remember when Modi actually, was that India? It was India's X account, the official X account of India, kind of copy-pasted whatever the Trump administration had sent them and posted it to their X. Like, we did this, and that, but it was actually directly from our government. We told them to post it. This shit, you can't make this shit up, bro. Social media has changed the game. You cannot make this shit up. You have official statements from countries being released on X now. And there's blunders happening. It's crazy.
Really rip us off. I don't blame them for that. You know, we had stupid politicians, but that allowed that to happen. But now we do a lot of business. They're not that happy about it because they used to do a lot better. So, but Modi's great. President Xi is great. Classics, you know. I mean, if you were going to make a movie about either one of them, you wouldn't be able to find the man in Hollywood. I'm telling you, it's as an example, the look of Xi. He's got a great look, you know. Looks don't matter, right? You know, we don't like that. They say don't talk about looks, but he's you know, he's tall. He's 6'2". He's got a great stature.
You said you better be looking at what's going on in D.C. and New York. That's the new Democrats. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not looking bad in New York right now. It's not looking bad in New York right now. Mamdani's really having a record first 6 months, man. Mamdani's really having a record first 6 months. Like it, love it, hate it, man. Mamdani's having a record first 6 months, man.
He's got great confidence and he's smart. Modi in a very different way, just highly respected. I've seen, you know, I know the real Modi is a very tough cookie. I'll tell you, I got to know some that I didn't know very well in Pakistan. You have the field marshal, who's great. Munir, he's great. And you have the prime minister, and they just get along great. I figured, well, maybe the military guy he totally respects the prime minister. It's a beautiful thing to see. But they really helped us with this deal. They were, you know, they knew the Iranians, they knew the people, and they were good. You have leaders I mean, you have so many different types. For the most part, if you're a smart person,
What I think is gonna happen though, I think a lot of people are gonna try to recreate what Mamdani's done and is doing, and it's not gonna hit the same. It's not gonna go as well. Mamdani really ran the social media game perfectly, especially attaching himself to the New York Knicks and that logo. Now the Knicks have won the finals. He got the city out of debt. He's he has a good way of letting people know what he's done and what he's doing for the city. Like a lot of mayors may have initiatives or things going on, but they don't relay it to the people on the level that Mamdani does. It's like Mamdani does the shit and he relays the message where everybody understands what's going on and how it should change over time. Like even as far as like the watch parties for the Knicks games and shit, like those are things that people are gonna remember Mayor Mamdani for. Shit like that.
You can understand, you know, you have to be in these positions, you have to be smart, you have to be tough, maybe smart even more so, but the combination is probably better. But there are a lot of great leaders out there, and there are a lot of really bad ones.
Okay, well, let's talk about that.
I know. Who's the bad one?
Who are the two weakest?
Well, I can't.
Yeah, Mamdani, he said they were left with what, a $12 billion deficit when Eric Adams, he basically drained the city's funds. If you want to know how he got them out of debt, they moved some monies around the city emergency fund. They pretty much drained it. If y'all remember, I came over here and I called to y'all and I called y'all out and I said the New York Knicks are going to win the NBA Finals and I told y'all why. And I referenced that budget. I have the whole tweet. I put it out on Twitter, I believe, and a couple other places. I had a whole tweet breaking down why the Knicks were going to win the finals, because that could generate $1 billion in revenue. The Knicks winning the finals generates $1 billion in revenue. They just cleared out the city's emergency funds to cover that $12 billion deficit. They needed that $1 billion in revenue. So, yeah, Mamdani basically drained the emergency funds to cover that debt, along with moving money other places.
I can't say that because
you're the president.
I can't say. I will tell you, though, that this couple of days was interesting. It was held in France, and Emmanuel Macron of France, who won't be there that much longer, he's the president, and he was, I'll tell you what, he did a great job of hosting the G7, really good. No games, no nothing, and he invited me about a week before. He said, would you do me a favor? Would you come into Paris? We'd like to honor you. I view it as honoring the nation. But he said, I'd like to honor you. And he had the biggest.
You said, give me a name. I would like to know who's going to fix the BS. I think names are done. I think it's going to be more movements. Like what Trump showed is that the movement matters. The movement actually matters. It's bigger than the individual now. What Trump has cracked that code right there. It's bigger than the individual now. It's about the movement. What movement is going to attach to what person? And I don't know. So instead of saying who's going to fix it or what person, it needs to be, it's probably going to be what movement. What movement is next?
People in Europe there and beyond. I mean, some people in Versailles. And I was sort of not going to do it, but he knew my weakness because I think Versailles is one of the great places. So I figured,
what's your weakness?
Like places like Versailles. But no, it's incredible. So, and it's not something they do. I understand that they don't do that. They don't do dinners at Versailles. And we had a fantastic dinner. I think he did a fantastic job, I'll tell you, with the G7. I've seen G7s. I've been to a lot of G7s and used to be G8s. They should have kept the G8. You probably wouldn't have the war with Russia and Ukraine if they did, but Obama didn't want Putin there. I guess one or two others also, but they wanted Putin out. It used to be the G8. Would have been much better if they kept it that way.
Stop watching this ad. Go to Wix and grab your domain name before someone.
Oh, I also said New York needed the money too because of that Texas Stock Exchange that opened up. That what is it, TXSE? Yeah, so that's gonna take a lot of money out of New York. A lot of people aren't taking it serious, but a lot of people that I've spoken with are taking it serious. I believe it's in Dallas. But yeah, between that and Mom Dunny draining the emergency funds, it was bound to happen. New York needed the money. They at least needed to get something back in that emergency fund rather quickly. And this NBA Finals, along with the World Cup being at the same time, oh, that's going to pump money, especially because of all of these foreigners coming in to watch the World Cup. Now, New York, it won the damn NBA championship. Guess what? They're going to buy them a fucking Jalen Brunson jersey. They're going to buy them a Cat jersey. They're going to get them a New York Knicks hat. They're going to spend money in the damn city on some Knicks shit while they're there.
You're good to me. Days like this.
Treated them totally militarily. I was asked by Pakistan, because they're close, to please not do any more. I said, I like them a lot. I think that there are no limits. We have the most powerful military in the world, by far. Who else could have done a blockade like that? I did a naval blockade where not one ship was able to get through. Some tried. They didn't, it didn't last very long.
And it certainly brought Iran to the table more than before. However, beginning a conflict, you had talked about you only wanted unconditional surrender. And the MOU doesn't look like unconditional surrender.
Well, it really probably is unconditional surrender.
It is?
I think so. Look, they have no military. They're all at the bottom of the sea. 159 ships, that's what they have.
Sure, but they could still menace.
And the Strait of Hormuz is back closed. The Strait of Hormuz is back closed.
Only had these small one Gashti boats or go fast
Look, you
boats.
call it what you want. I hear the JCPOA, the Obama nuclear catastrophe, which was so bad. When Obama left, he didn't hit their military.
Sure.
He didn't damage their Navy or destroy their Air Force. I destroyed the Air Force. I destroyed their anti-aircraft weapons. That's why we were flying over there.
But why does that shit matter if they're getting a $300 billion in reconstruction and they're allowed to have ballistic missiles? The fuck does it matter that you destroyed the shit? I'm truly asking, why does it matter? if they still get to have ballistics and they get $300 billion to rebuild, a minimum $300 billion to rebuild, minimum $300 billion to rebuild. What are we talking about?
Totally unimpeded. We turned off all the stealth. They couldn't do a damn thing. He didn't do any of that stuff. He didn't kill their leadership. I did twice, 2.5 times to be exact. He didn't do anything.
That's the thing. You say it's frozen assets. It's not our money. I don't care where the money comes from. That's the difference between me and these other people that y'all listen to talking about it. I'm the person that doesn't give a fuck where the money comes from. If they get $300 billion to rebuild and they get to have ballistics, are y'all not here? Y'all are too caught up in the minute details. Yes, we're not paying for it, allegedly. That's great, right? But if there's such a threat and they can never be trusted, why the fuck are they getting $300 billion to rebuild and they can have ballistics? It just doesn't add up. Do you not? It's a square and a fucking triangle.
To Soleimani, I killed Soleimani.
And you killed the Ayatollah.
And I killed the
And
Ayatollah.
a number of IRGC officials.
And I
in most
sadly
states.
hurt the other Ayatollah, who I will tell you, I did not meet him. I did not speak to him.
This is the thing. You said, what do I want to happen? Go to war. I want to happen what the fuck they told us to happen 60 times. We obliterated their military. The war is over. They're totally crushed. That's what I wanted to happen. That's not, this shit that's going on now doesn't sound like that. Doesn't sound like totally crushed, will never rise again. That doesn't sound like that. Sounds like the sanctions are lifted. They're about to get a $300 billion paycheck, probably over 20 years, like we talked about the other day. They're going to be able to have ballistics, and they're going to be better than ever. Ready to threaten some shit again. Allegedly. If y'all say they're such a threat. So either they're not that much of a threat, or this shit just doesn't make sense. We got to cut it out. It's either Iran is not that much of a threat when they rebuild, when the sanctions are lifted, when they have ballistics, they're either not that much of a threat or somebody's lying.
But people were speaking of, but he's got a certain braveness because he's badly injured.
Oh, the second,
yes,
Khamenei,
the son.
And what did Trump say? This will benefit a generation of people. A generation. No, that was that J.D. Vance that said it. It will benefit a generation of people. Now, what's a generation? 15 to 25 years. It's a generation. 15 to 25 years. So what that tells me, what I can infer is this $300 billion will be paid out over 15 to 25 years because he said if they don't act right, then the deal is off. They don't get anything. So they're not going to give them $300 billion in one whop. They'll probably pay it out over 15 to 25 years. And after the final check is cut, what is going to stop them from carrying on as they want? With sanctions lifted, with ballistics.
The John Jr. Nevertheless, all of those things being true,
well, you can't just say, "Oh, forget about."
No,
excuse me, I wiped out their military.
I don't dispute that.
For those people that say, "Oh, maybe I wasn't tough enough," I've wiped out.
For decades, ALS has been a fatal disease, but now
I took out their biggest bridge because they showed up late at a meeting. They said that wasn't very nice. You know that bridge? That's their George Washington Bridge. I wiped it out in 3 minutes. I took out Carg Island. Everything except one thing. I said, leave the pipes alone because, I'm not.
Yeah, we kind of messed up right now. You said not to add. Yeah, donate to the channel so we can get YouTube Premium over here, man. Donate to the channel, man. It's like $20 a man. Did somebody drop the 20 ball for the YouTube Premium, man? Somebody go drop the 20 for the YouTube Premium, man.
Looking to damage the world economy. So I think we were very tough.
Well,
The
you have a-
people, listen, the people that say, oh, he could have been tougher. The entire military is gone. Ready? Air Force is gone. Do you agree? It's gone.
Wiped out.
There's no airplane.
Yeah.
There's no airplanes. They had a lot of them. They had 200 of them.
Now here goes Rick said, you're not worth it. Well, guess what, Rick? You're not worth commenting in my damn chat no more. Everybody wave good night to 23, Rick Town 29. He will no longer be commenting. He will only be spectating. He will be on the sidelines for the remainder of the show. Okay, everybody wave Rick good night. You know, he's put up. He's on the shelf. I just seen Toy Story 5 today. Rick is a toy that will never be played with again. It's done. He's collecting dust, man. And he's not even a collector's item. It's over with.
They're all gone. Navy, 159 ships, right? All at the bottom of the sea. Leadership. Their first stringers, all gone, including Khomeini, the first one. They then put a new group in there, very good, but very nasty. I dealt with them. They're gone. They're all gone. And we're dealing with the third group, who I actually think is the smartest group. And I actually think it's regime change, if you want to know the truth. These are different people.
How is a regime change?
Where's Rick? Rick is on the shelf, man. Rick is collecting dust, man. It's over with for Rick, man. It's over with, man.
Because they're different people.
But you have Khamenei Jr., you still have a lot of IRGC officials there.
They're different people.
All right.
Khamenei Jr. is different from the father.
What's up, Ms. Balls?
And we have people that are much less radicalized than the previous two groups, of which I knew them both. But think of it. Oh, why aren't you tougher? The only way I can get tougher is if I go in there for another 2 or 3 weeks and continue to bomb the hell out of them, right? But what does that get us? The Strait of Hormuz will not be open. Let's say I did that. Let's say I decided to do that. It was a decision I had to make. So right now, our stock market is through the roof. The oil prices are tumbling. The oil prices are practically the same as they were before it started. The big difference is that Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. They're never going to have a nuclear weapon, okay? It's very clear and very simple. But if I were hitting them right now, when you stopped, if we're not going to put boots on the ground, okay? I mean, you don't want boots on the ground, right? If we're not going to put boots on the ground, probably the same people, they go deep into the caves. They're called granite caves. They're very powerful. They go deep in, and then when we stop, they'll come up, and they'll probably be the same leaders. So nothing. Okay, ready? When I knock them out, we knock them out so powerfully, we would right now have the Hormuz Strait would be totally closed. You would have
The Strait was never closed to begin with, Trump. It was never closed. It was never closed. Now, would the Strait have been closed? Yes, it would have been closed. Why would the Strait have been closed? Because Netanyahu was going to strike. We remember Marco Rubio said that the imminent threat was Netanyahu was going to strike. They were ready to do the job with or without America. So would the Strait of Hormuz have been closed? Probably. But that goes to getting Bibi in check. If you would have checked Bibi from the jump, we wouldn't have had this shit. Everyone hit the like button, man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe to the channel, please.
have mines all over it, and it would have missiles flying over billion-dollar ships, and those ships will never sail. We wouldn't have oil for months. As long as you're dropping bombs, that thing is automatically closed because those ships cost $500 to $1 billion apiece. They're not going to be sailing with rockets. So just to finish, I just looked. Oil is tumbling. There's ships.
What's not what happened, Amber? That's exactly what happened. Marco Rubio said it was an imminent threat. So were they lying? Were they lying? What was the imminent threat then? They needed it to be an imminent threat to do what they did. Rubio came up here in front of the world and said, we had an imminent threat. And that he actually said that the imminent threat was that Israel was going to attack with or without America. And if they attacked, our bases would be hit in retaliation. So that was the imminent threat. What are we talking about?
Ships are roaring out of there. They want to go home. They want to drop. They're all full with oil. This is a gusher. I mean, we have 700 or 800 ships are leaving. But if I attack them, none of those ships are leaving. The stock market is way up, way up. You know, the stock market is up over the last 4 or 5 days when it looks like we're going to.
And Devil Dog, don't come in here acting like you don't know who the fuck I am. You done been in here before sitting in this bitch for hours, Devil Dog. Cut it out. Cut it out. Don't come in here acting brand new, Devil Dog. Cut it out.
Going to make a deal. Stock market's up thousands of points. Everybody's richer. Now, would you rather have that or be like some stupid people? I'd be honest with you. I lost respect for some people because
who'd you lose respect?
I don't want to mention the names.
Oh, you can.
But you know, hardliners. Oh, you got to take them out yet.
Well, what are you going to?
Let me tell you. And plus, I'm not looking to kill people. I have one primary wish as president. In terms of people, I never want to be the late great Herbert Hoover. So this is the kind of thing that could cause a worldwide depression. Do you know that for the last 2 months, I've been taking many ships out there and nobody knew it? You know why they didn't know it? Because we knocked out their radar. We knocked out all of their defensive stuff, and they were unable to see. Last week, we had one night 25 ships, one night 22, one night 19, one night 21. So every night, for all these ships out. Oh, we should. That's how the people were saying, where is this oil coming from? Nobody knew. We'd leave at 1 o'clock in the morning, all lights off, and we'd have our Navy destroyers going along.
You said you bet he's taking advice from generals, man. The AI is running the country right now. I'm just here to say it, allegedly, man. In my opinion, the AI is running this motherfucker, man. They running every single decision, every single policy, every single thing is going through the AI, and they're getting a cut and dry, tailored answer specifically for them. I think that I don't think there's. I think human intervention is minimal at this point. Minimal. I think they run the plan through AI, the contingency plan through AI, and all other options through AI. So
side, and they had no equipment because we destroyed all of the equipment that would normally be, used to detect this. And I went for a month and a half taking many ships out there every night at 1 o'clock in the morning, and we were never detected until about a week ago. And then I announced that we're doing it.
Well, I think the New York Times had reported that you guys were engaged in that operation of 20 ships
maybe.
or whatever. I wanted to shift.
They shouldn't have. If they did, they shouldn't
well,
have.
they had good sources.
I mean, that's not very patriotic if they did.
Well, I did want to talk about Cuba and AI.
We'll do it. And we have to do it fast because they're waiting for me at a very important minute.
So you had said if Cuba is, or better said, if Iran is finished, then it's time for Cuba.
Right.
Is there a clock, a countdown clock on Cuba?
It's a flexible line, but Marco is involved very much. Marco's doing a great job, by the way. All my people are doing a very good job. But Marco's parents, it's such a great story. His parents were from Cuba. So you do agree I defeated Venezuela? Incredible.
100%.
I got him out of there.
How do you make the operation in Cuba look more like the Venezuela operation?
Well, the difference is Venezuela has oil, Cuba doesn't. Cuba has nice property and they have a nice shoreline.
Right. How do you make it look more like the Venezuela operation than the Iran operation? Iran operation took longer. Venezuela.
No, I think the Iran operation, in a certain way, it's much bigger, much more powerful from the standpoint of weaponry than Venezuela. But Venezuela is a very military state. They have a lot of soldiers. We went into that fort and they had thousands of soldiers in, and we went in with 201 people. And that was the pilot was very brave. He had his leg shot from underneath with the machine gunner who got who escaped a bad life, a bad death. So, no, I think that Venezuela, here's the thing.
What if you could make a song using only your voice? Let's start with the drums.
All right, chat. So, yes, I do believe the AI is running the country. I need everyone to hit the like button. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal. Please hit the like button on your way in. Subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. Someone had a great question. I can't find it.
In Venezuela, it was so incredible, right?
Yeah.
And we waited and waited, and at the right time, I said, let's go do it now. We waited for the weather. We had to wait 6 days. We had some really bad weather. You know, the pilot said, sir, we want to do it. We went in less than ideal. They didn't care. And it actually lasted 48 minutes. And this is an arm, you know, they have a lot of soldiers there, a lot of good soldiers. If you look at Iran, they've been doing this stuff for 47 years. They've been taught.
Yeah, you said is Trump a war criminal? Yeah, we committed some war crimes, especially maritime, man. Like blowing up a lot of those boats, man. Technically, that shit's a war crime. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But nobody cares about ICC warrants. Who cares about that shit? Like Putin has an ICC warrant, Netanyahu has an ICC warrant. I mean, damn, it's only right. Trump has one. Damn, near shit. Blowing up them damn boats, I'm not gonna lie, it's crazy.
Haunting you and everybody else, all of the media, everything. They're very good with the press. They have a great fake media. And I put out a truth a little while ago. I said, if I had the white flag of surrender raised, and if they said, praise be to Allah, Trump is the greatest president, we hereby surrender, the New York Times would write that they won the war. They've lost so much credibility. So it's a very different kind of a place than Venezuela. But Venezuela, you know, we're running Venezuela with the people that we...
Do you see the Cuba operation running similarly to the way
Possibly.
Venezuela?
It's possible. Well, there's another thing. These places are close by. Whereas if you look at Iran, that's a very long trip. You know?
See, this is the thing, Devil Dog. The way you're trying to frame what I said, it's like you guys always try to frame shit the way you see fit. You said, so you're happy those drug boats didn't, so you're, what you say? So you're mad those drug boats didn't reach our shores. I didn't say that. I said what he did would be a war crime. That is violation of maritime law. The shit he was doing. It came right after he put out the Monroe Doctrine 2.0 with America's maritime dominance, and he also let us know what he was not going for. He wanted the Panama Canal, he wanted the Caribbean, and he wanted Greenland. And he was willing to commit some damn war crimes to get it. Knocking out them damn boats and shit. Let's be real.
I flew to that area a few times, and unrelated to this, but you're flying for 18 hours. You know, you're flying for a long time.
Yeah, just because it's a war crime don't mean that I'm mad that the boats didn't get here. Did I say that I was mad that the boats didn't get here? No, I didn't say that. I said that shit was a war crime. That's what it would be.
Venezuela is relatively close, and Cuba's hopscotch.
Well, I wanted to talk about...
We're going to have Marco get involved with Cuba. Cuba wants to talk very badly. We have a lot of people that voted for me, like 95%. And we're going to...
Some of your strongest support is in the Cuban-American community.
That's right. I love them.
So wanted to present this to you, just the map of the Western Hemisphere.
And when I say that shit's a war crime, it just shows how weak the ICC is. I mean, nobody cares. Nobody cares, man. Listen, they're got the ICC scared to even put out a damn warrant, man. They're debanking the people that put out the ICC warrants, man. Putin's had an ICC warrant for how long? Netanyahu's had an ICC warrant for how long? And it's been to America how many times? Nobody cares about this shit, man. I ain't care about this shit, man. What did Trump say? Oh, it's time we turn told South Korea, it's time we turn our attention to North Korea's nuclear program. What does that mean? They're not about to go fuck with Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un is saying that he wants to be a nuclear nation recognized. It's a lot of shit going on in the world right now, Chad. It's a lot of shit going on, man. I might give a fuck about this shit, man.
When you look at, I mean, not as a gift, right? But when you look at this, do you see this as a fundamentally American hemisphere? Is this fundamentally
more and more so? Yeah,
more and more so.
We're much more respected. So We had a man that couldn't walk up a flight of stairs. And I don't want to talk about because if I ever trip a little bit, they'll say, oh, this is terrible. Okay, can happen. But you can't trip every time you go on a stage. We had a man that wasn't respected. He wasn't smart 40 years ago. He was the worst thing that ever happened to old people, because I have old people, friends of mine that are 93, 95 years old. They're 100%. Gary Player, great golfer. I play golf. He shot 71. He's 90 years old, and he's mentally exactly the same as he was for the last 30 years. There are a lot of people. Biden was the worst thing that ever happened to old people.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44. Guys,
Because
see, what y'all are not getting is y'all are trying to make this an Obama and Trump comparison. All I'm saying is, I'm not saying that Trump should be arrested for war crimes and shit, but a war crime is a war crime. Shit. By the damn law, Trump did some shit that wasn't supposed to be going on in those international waters. Knocking smoke off of them damn boats. It is what it is. Who's going to enforce it? Nobody. Who's going to enforce this ICC warrant on Trump? No fucking body. Who enforced the ICC warrant on Putin? Nobody. Who's going to enforce the ICC warrant on Netanyahu? Nobody. That's the point I'm trying to make. Nobody gives a fuck.
You guys were not honest with the public. The public saw it. He was a disaster. And you know the worst thing he did? Inflation was really bad, but that wasn't the worst thing. The worst, because I inherited all this stuff. Look at what's happening with prices. Now they're coming down. And with the oil, they're really coming down. I had to make an excursion to stop a very volatile group of people that are smart, very smart. You know, the Iranians, very smart people. They're sort of primitive genius, but they're smart.
I mean,
okay? I had to stop them because if they had a nuclear weapon, they would use it. And you want to see Bedlam? Let them blow up a couple of cities someplace like they would have blown up Israel. If it weren't for me, Israel would not exist today because I terminated the Barack Hussein Obama deal, the JCPOA, which was a road to a nuclear weapon. They would have had it 5 years ago. They would have used it within the first week, in my opinion. And Israel.
You said if nobody gives a fuck, why are you talking about it? Because someone asked me a direct question. Someone asked me, has Trump committed war crimes? And I said, yes. That's why we're talking about it. Had nobody asked me the question, I probably wouldn't have said it. I probably wouldn't even have thought about it. I don't know if you just came in here, you knew or whatever, man, but yeah, that's what's going on.
Israel would no longer be with us. Israel would have been gone years ago had I not done that. Now, what surprised me most is they waited so long. They waited till I came back.
Thanks, Najee.
They didn't do it intentionally. They didn't think I'd be coming back. A lot of people didn't think so because of weaponization. They weaponized government. But I came back with a roar, but better than before, I think, better than before. And think of it. Israel would have been gone if we didn't hit them with the B-2 bombers. They were all that enriched material. They were 1 month away. It was right there. They could have walked down. They can't do that anyway. You know, the B-2 bombers did their job with those great pilots. That's sitting, the mountain collapsed on top of it. It collapsed on top of it. Had we not hit them, they would have had a nuclear weapon. They would have used it on Israel. They would have used it also on Saudi Arabia. And you saw that on Qatar, on UAE, on Kuwait, Bahrain. Because when that war started, I guess my biggest surprise, almost immediately, missiles were flying at these 5 other countries. I said, why is he doing it? And you know what that did?
Hold on. Why are y'all still talking about the black community? White turds may do drugs, but not as many as in your community. And you want that to come into our country. Oh, yeah, y'all ain't talking about black people. That's some other shit.
That brought those 5 countries right into my lap. They were great.
And last one, artificial intelligence.
Excuse me, just 1 second. If it weren't for Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu worked well with me, but he will tell you, we're the ones with the guns, we're the ones with the whole deal, we're the ones with the B-2 bombers, etc. if it weren't for
You said, what am I smoking? Currently, I'm smoking a cigar, a Black and Mild to be exact.
Donald Trump, Israel would have been eviscerated.
Your relationship with Netanyahu's
It's good, but we have to keep him a little bit sane.
Are you going to be able to control Israel from attacking Lebanon?
Yeah, I will be. I mean,
How?
I wonder. They have a lot of respect for me, and they do as I say. Remember this: if I don't terminate the JCPOA, remember, that was a road to a nuclear weapon, legally. It says right there. And Obama thought he could pay them off. He gave them billions and billions of dollars, $1.7 billion in cash. You know, it was a well-known story, but it didn't work. You can't bribe your way out of it. You can't pay off your way. But if I didn't do that, and if I didn't attack their nuclear supply 10 months ago with the B-2 bombers, Israel would not exist today.
All right, now they finna get into the AI arms race. He said if he didn't attack with the B-2 bombers, Israel would not exist today. Do y'all agree or disagree with Trump's statement right there? I'm just gonna be honest with you. I haven't met that many black meth heads, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I haven't met that many. Y'all know crack is extinct, man. Nobody smokes crack anymore, man. But I haven't met that many black meth heads. I see y'all arguing about that in the comments. I'm gonna just say that.
So artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Did not a very artful transition by me. Do you see artificial intelligence as a weapon?
Well, if improperly used, it could be. If properly used, I will tell you one thing. It's so big.
Yeah.
It is big like nobody's, I mean, bigger than the internet. It's bigger than I've seen the different things come along.
And look at little Dennis, man, mad as a motherfucker. Here you go running off at the mouth but can't answer a simple question. Oh, I can answer it. Send a super chat, Dennis.
An age where people like you, if we're nice, smart people like we are, we watch and we see what's happening.
Now y'all want to say meth is a middle America hillbilly thing. No, it's not, man. No, the fuck it's not, man. Let's be real. They doing meth everywhere, man. They doing meth in the South. They doing meth on the East Coast. They doing meth in the Midwest. They doing meth in the damn... Come on, bro. America is a meth-riddled country, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Everywhere you see a 18-wheeler, man, 1 out of every 5 18-wheelers is probably high right now. 1 out of every 5 of them 18, with maybe 2 out of every 5 is probably high right now. I'm talking about rolling. Cut it out.
AI is incredible. Now, it's unbelievable for good. You're going to have medical cures coming up 25 years early because of it. You're going to have other things happening, but you have to watch. You know, we have a situation with Anthropic, and we didn't like what they were doing. And so far, I think they've behaved very responsibly to our request.
Do you view Anthropic and, to a degree, its CEO, Dario Amodei, as a threat to national security?
Well, not now, but a week ago, maybe. I was with him yesterday. He made a speech. I made a little speech. We were in the room on the G7, and seems like a nice guy, smart guy. But he responded to us very quickly because, you know, it's tremendous liability. People get put in prison immediately for that. You know,
The Supreme Court just ruled on marijuana yesterday for gun owners. They said that gun owners can legally smoke marijuana. So you can legally smoke marijuana and be a gun owner now. Supreme Court ruled on that yesterday. Or not yesterday, but earlier this week.
You can't play games with that. And he responded very responsibly, I thought. So far, I think he will.
Do you have the power and the inclination to shut them down or possibly take them?
Well, I don't want to do that because I'm somebody that, you know, we're beating China by a lot on AI. I was with President Xi. We talked about it. We're beating China by a lot. Everyone thought that we didn't have the electricity. I came up with an idea. I thought of it myself.
Hey, listen, we're gonna get your old dirty ass up out of here. I don't know why you stumbled your dusty ass up in here talking about some worst podcast ever. Go make me a sandwich and don't forget the mud. Man, yo bitch don't even make you a sandwich because you old and dirty, man. Shut the fuck up.
Let them build their own electric plants when they're building their factories. That way they don't have to use an old grid. And they actually sell back into the grid at a cheap price, excess electricity. They need massive amounts. It's amazing, Mark. They need double the amount of electricity that this country produces for everything to run it. So I had the idea. I said, I'm going to let them. I mean, we don't have that kind of electricity. Really, nobody does. And they're building their plants, and they're building the most incredible electric producing factories you've ever seen. So we're leading China by a lot. It's going to be for the good, and we're watching for the bad. I think the good, let me put it a different way, the good far outweighs the bad. We are going to find the bad, and we're going to stop it.
You have the power to use the Defense Production
I have
Act
a power
potentially.
to use a lot of things, yeah.
Would you consider using the Defense Production Act to possibly regulate or control AI or AI?
I would, but I'm not sure I have to do.
That's the thing, though, Chad. One thing about it is that when we come over here, we kick it. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna rock out. We're gonna get some arguments in the chat. We're gonna go back and forth. We're gonna double tap that screen and shut a live out. But it's not gonna be your boring normal C-SPAN shit. If you came over here for some regular shit, I'm sorry. This not for you. And that's all right. It just might not be for you.
Do that. I think so far it's been very responsible. Actually, it was a competitor and a part owner that turned Anthropic in. They didn't like what they were doing. They were very concerned. Think of it, it's a part owner. And I think it worked out very well, I think.
And France at the G7 had talked about having an international.
So what France did at the G7 is that they took Google off. So France is no longer using Google. I guess Macron made an executive decision. They're using a French-made browser called Cant, I believe. QW, it's QWANT, I believe. So yeah, that's the big thing that came from Macron over there in the G7. They're trying to get away from American tech, so they're no longer using Google.
National group comes together. They want the United States to share more on AI.
Well, the problem we have.
Never, and I mean never, ask, how was your weekend?
Is that we are leading everybody by a lot.
Where are you as you wind down your presidency? You've got 2 more years.
Yeah. I don't call it a wind down. I think we got a lot of time. We have every 2.5+ years.
Every presidency has a life cycle.
Yeah.
And as a president.
And then he gonna tell me Google is not a browser. Google, what do you want me to say? Chrome, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all nitpick too much, bro. Like, damn. Like, oh my God, bro.
President comes in a second term to his last midterm. His party usually loses control of the House. His poll numbers usually start to decline, and he starts to weaken. And
oh yeah, Chad. They also said Keir Starmer may be out by the end of this month. They said Keir Starmer may be out by the end of this month.
That's happening to you.
No, it's not. Fake polls. I have great poll numbers.
How do you maintain?
I would beat any candidate they have by 25 points.
Well, how do you maintain?
I have great poll numbers.
How do you maintain your power going forward? You have the Senate. That's
I don't think
rebelling.
about it. No, I don't think about it. All I do is do my job. I have more than 2.5 years. I have a lot of time, but all I do is think about doing my job. And we have other things, very big things that I want to do in the next 2.5 years. Some very impactful things. Things are happening that aren't good, and I'm going to straighten them out. And some things are happening that should be better, and I'm going to make them better. This is a great presidency.
Are you going to miss being in this White House?
All right, chat, rate this presidency. Rate Trump's second term, 1 through 10. Rate Trump's second term right now, 1 through 10. Please hit the like button. We're about 37 likes away from the next like goal. You can support the channel by double tapping the screen. Everybody who's commenting in the chat right now needs to hit the like button. Straight up. Y'all always talking all of this good shit, but you're freeloading like a motherfucker, not hitting the like button. Straight up. Don't do that shit in here, man. Subscribe to the channel. We go live every single night over here.
Well, it's so early. I don't like to talk about it because, 2.5 years is a pretty long time, in all fairness. I love the building. I'm fixing the building. I do that in my little side hobby. You see the granite, which...
Hey, and King XX said, fuck that like button. Hold on. Let me find your name. Let me make sure I don't click on the wrong person. Cause fuck your comments, man. You can't comment no more. You should have shut the fuck up, came here with some decorum. Now I gotta sit your ass down. You ain't getting no juice box. You're not getting no sack lunch or none of that shit. We gonna turn you around at the door. Tell your mama to come pick you up. Cry to her about it, nigga.
They had stones that's broken. The marble's broken. The tile they have is garbage from a low-class place that sells garbage. This is the White House. You saw the white floor, I assume. You saw the beautiful granite. I fix it. I pay for it myself. I don't want money. And the White House will soon be in better shape than it was. And most importantly, when it was built, most importantly, I'm building what will be one of the greatest ballrooms and safety nets anywhere in the world.
And listen, this is another thing. Tommy, soprano music. That's why your music career ain't even getting off the fucking ground. Because you in my chat worrying about me and what the fuck I got going on. Shouldn't you be singing or something? Shouldn't you be somewhere on BandLab or Pro Tools or Logic working on your fucking craft? No, you're in this bitch hating on me. That's why you'll never succeed. This might be the most streams you ever fucking get because I'm highlighting you. You don't make good music. Your sound is not together. Your production probably sucks. And that's why you have enough time to come in this bitch hating on me. You need to focus on you because I'm putting in the work right now to do what the fuck I do by trolling your ass. Maybe you need to go work on some music, nigga.
It's all bulletproof glass. It's all drone-proof roofs. It's actually a drone port on the top of the roof with views of everything. It's very high up.
And you're going to be able to get there through the Senate. I know the Senate has been...
Well, I don't need it through the Senate. I'm paying for myself. I don't know what they're talking about giving $1 billion. I don't need money from the Senate. I'm putting up my own money and the money of very great patriots. Apple, Microsoft, all. We don't need money. We have a judge that said he'd rather have it be put up by the government. Why? We're giving a gift of a tremendous military and also a very important ballroom for safety. You see how many, with all the whack jobs, all these crazy people, the bulletproof glass is this thick. Nothing gets through it. The drones won't hit it. They'll bounce off the roof. We're actually putting a drone port up that's very important, but we have a judge that probably doesn't like Donald Trump. Fortunately, we have appellate judges that, I've done okay with the appellate judges, but I have not done...
I did see where Trump said we had 4 weeks of oil reserves left at the G7. That's what I'm saying. I definitely seen that. But at the same token, he has also said he didn't care about gas prices. He didn't care how high that shit went. So that was going to affect a lot of other countries way before it affected us. But at the same time, it was a lot closer than people thought. If we were 4 weeks from being cooked, that means the other countries were probably a week away. They were hanging on by a damn thread.
So well with some of these judges that probably have Trump derangement syndrome. But I will say, just in finishing, we've taken Washington, D.C. from a death trap to one of the safest cities in America.
Mr. President, beautiful. I appreciate your time. I know you've been rushed today. I don't think you had any sleep, did you?
Not much.
So you flew across...
I had 2 hours for you. 2 hours.
Well,
you need more than 2 hours for him, right? Anyway, thanks.
Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, let's get into this debate right quick, man. Bro, they finna make me watch a full one, bro. A full ad, bro. They finna make me watch a full ad, bro. Like, this shit is crazy. We gotta get premium, Chad. The struggle is real right now, Chad. We in the trenches right now, bro. They gonna put me back to back. They back to back that thing, Chad, man. They ran the song back on me. Another T-Mobile. T-Mobile's getting money, bro. What the hell is going on, man? Trying to watch a debate here.
Shooter, listen, I believe that the situations involving America right now, the state of affairs going on in America. Let's start with you, Royce. How would you describe the state of America as we see it right now today?
Now, I got YouTube. I got it on 2 different accounts, man. And this account, I canceled it, but I canceled it on the wrong damn account. I was supposed to cancel it on my main account because that's the damn free subscription I had. I was supposed to cancel it on that one, but I canceled it on the one that I was actually using. So they actually hit me for $40 one month. I think I'm paying $20 a month for YouTube Premium. We not getting enough donations for $40 a month on YouTube Premium, man. We need one premium account.
Chaos, crisis, unmoored from reality, a lack of leadership, a lack of sacred honor, a lack of genuineness, forthrightness, a lack of people who are not willing to be bought and paid for, a lack of epidemic of sellouts. There are a lot of problems.
Would you point to the Trump administration as being included in the soliloquy you just gave?
I would say that there are elements of the administration that are having some of those issues, for sure. I think overall, the president of the United States is a man who, by all measures, was willing, and you need these kind of guys to stand up and be crazy enough to say, crucify me if need be. None of our leaders are going to be perfect. All of them are going to be extremely flawed, increasingly, and an increasingly decadent culture that we've created in this country. So every leader is going to be flawed, but you do need people that are just crazy enough to stand up and say, crucify me against all of the all of the momentum of social norms and the convenience of the status quo. And I think President Trump has done that for the better part of 10 years now. He celebrated his 80th birthday recently. So he's at the tail end of his career and at the tail end of his life. Younger people are going to have to pick up the mantle and lead this country.
Yeah, Chad, man, I'm just going to be honest with you. Can we stop putting the elderly in office, man? I'm sorry. Elderly, I love y'all, man. I love y'all. I love the elderly, man. But can we stop putting the elderly in office, bro? Like, come on, man.
In the right direction, and I'm proud to be one of the candidates trying to do that.
Isaiah, you just heard what Royce had to say. As a liberal, a Democrat in this nation right now, I'll ask you the same question that I just asked Royce about what do you believe the state of America to be right now, and how much of that do you attribute to this specific administration more so than anything else?
Well, I actually agree with the beginning of what Roy said is a lack of leadership. The president of the United States has utterly failed at pretty much everything that he set out to do. He said that we would have gas prices as national average for less than $2 a gallon. That never happened. He said he would bring inflation down. That never happened. He said he was going to bring energy bills and cut them in half. Instead, they're up by more than 13%. Healthcare premiums are up. Everything in America costs a lot more than what it was when Trump got started. So yes, it is a lack of leadership. And personally, I don't believe in participation trophies for these politicians. And I believe that a lot of people that are on the conservative side are constantly looking to give Trump participation trophy. He has utterly failed. And
Hey, Cupcake, I control the traffic in here. I don't need you to tell me back to the topic, and I see y'all in there saying play the video. I'm just going to let y'all know I control the traffic in here. All right? Don't get a ticket.
And I think that personally, we need an agenda in the United States that prioritizes common sense. And I believe that that is using our tax dollars to invest in America, to go and provide things like universal health care, universal child care. That's the type of direction that I think that America needs to be in. And I think that, frankly, if we get the right leadership, America can be much stronger than what it is today.
Before I go back to Royce, Isaiah, let me ask you this question. What do you say to those that would look at the Trump administration and say, at the very least, it's better than what Biden gave you during his 4 years in office? How would you what would your retort be to that?
Fake news. I mean, point blank. You can look at facts don't really care about feelings in many ways. And like I said, if you look at inflation, inflation is up and unemployment is up. You can see that in private sector investment to build new manufacturing facilities are up. Everything, is down. And we see that ultimately the things that Donald Trump set out to go and do, he has not delivered on. So when you look at the economic standpoint of this golden age in America that he thought that we were going to receive, none of that stuff has ended up happening. And if we've been following the news of the last 24 hours of the developments of this Iran deal, this is an America last agenda that ultimately is leaving Americans behind.
Royce, how do you respond to that?
I think the criticism of President Trump in this particular case is coming from the left.
So both of these guys debating are politicians. Isaiah Martin is left leaning. Royce White is right leaning. So yeah, both of these guys are politicians.
And I regard it to be illegitimate on face value from the outset. Any criticism of President Trump and his administration from the left is political theater. The only legitimate criticism of President Trump's administration is from the right and saying that he hasn't gone far enough in the things that he wanted to do or said he wanted to do to help save this republic, in great part because the public scrutiny and criticism from the middle and from the left would be incredible. Like, for example, securing our elections, which our elections aren't secure. And if you need a reference, you can go back and listen to Amy Klobuchar and Kamala Harris in the 2018 documentary Kill Chain say that the machines can be hacked. They actually held a senatorial committee demonstration where they demonstrated that the machines can be hacked. So that's one thing, but you say another, like, restoring the border or closing the border. We sealed the border up for the most part, but the border's not restored until we deport the 15 million conservatively foreign invaders that Joe Biden and his administration led into this country intentionally. And we can go further on down the line, but the only real criticism that I count as legitimate is from the right that President Trump hasn't gone far enough. And the reason he hasn't gone far enough is because the center-right Republican establishment is favorable to liberal and Democrat policies, and they always have been, which is why they protect that status quo. And Amy Klobuchar, actually, wait a second. Amy Klobuchar is the perfect example. You have all these leftists who say free Palestine, but then they're willing to vote for a person like Amy Klobuchar in Minnesota, who's one of the most well-funded AIPAC candidates in the entire country. The contradiction is intergalactic.
What do you say, though, when Isaiah brings up the fact that inflation, the cost of living, affordability issues, those are incredibly pertinent issues that President Trump campaigned on, but he hasn't addressed because you even have MAGA Republicans, maybe not you specifically, I don't know, I'm going to let you answer that question, but MAGA Republicans that haven't been on this show yet anyway, they've bloviated and they've lamented the fact that he hasn't put America first, that he's been dealing with stuff overseas entirely too much, that he hasn't prioritized what's in the best interest of America, and he's left the American citizens behind. He's gone against what he campaigned on, which sort of touches, at least to some degree, on what Isaiah alluded to. What do you say to that?
Well, I would say there's perfect utility to a lot of those criticisms, especially the America Last agenda in our foreign policy. Our formation of foreign policy is not rightly ordered. St. Augustine said it best. The definition, a perfect definition of virtue is rightly ordered love. Rightly ordered love, rightly ordered charity. Our foreign policy is not an example of rightly ordered love or charity. And I would agree with those things. A lot of the America First wing is not happy with the war. I hope.
Bro. He says that charity first, and then he goes to the war. Like, we got to back up. Didn't they cut out all the USAID? They didn't refine it. They didn't go through it with the comb and nail and make sure people getting the right. They cut that shit out. It's over with, man. The money's gone. The money is gone.
Hope that it ends as soon as possible. But again, the spectrum of the criticism is important because even if we said we're going to reallocate some of these resources and focus to our own home, what is the plan at home? See, because if the plan is anything like we're going to let in another 15 million foreign invaders, that's not in America's interest either. And I am almost certain, because I hear them. I'm in Minneapolis where they had the anti-ICE protest. They said there's no such thing as illegal on stolen land. This is a fundamental pillar of the Democrat platform. So it's not like if we weren't in Israel or in the Middle East dealing with this war, then our priorities would be rightly ordered under Democrat rule either. We saw that under Biden. So I'm not buying it's a scam for them to don't even bring up the war. They were all okay with dumping trillions of dollars into Ukraine. None of them had a problem with dumping as much money as they possibly could find in their black bag slush funds into Ukraine. You got biolabs popping up there in Ukraine. They didn't mind funding them. They didn't mind funding Fauci's projects with the biolabs and whatever gain of function research. So these people who criticize President Trump, they're only doing it opportunistically because there's a fracture on the conservative side about what our priorities should be.
Isaiah, I saw your facial expression, wanting to respond to some of the things that he said, particularly when he brought up immigration and obviously when he brought up the war. Your response.
You know, Stephen A., I'm really, to be honest with you, fascinated that I just heard a United States Senate candidate say that it was a scam, that people in this country are rightly concerned with inflation. The fact that Trump went and put these inflationary tariffs in place that effectively put broad-based tariffs on everything that comes to this country did raise prices. The fact that Trump went and got rid of ACA subsidies had a direct increase to healthcare premiums, which has led to a 26% increase in healthcare premiums across this country, particularly for those in Minnesota. So Royce can talk about the conspiracy theories all he wants, but people can look at direct actions of the Trump administration to see how it has raised their prices. And when you ignore your own intelligence, you ignore Tulsi Gabbard, you ignore Joe Kent, you ignore Richard Blumenthal, a Republican, an independent, and a Democrat, all three that said that there was no immediate threat to the United States when it comes to Iran, and you ignore that, and you go and you launch a war despite your own national intelligence, and you raise people's prices as a result, that's someone that does not have the leadership and, frankly, the IQ necessary to go forward and actually deliver for the people of this country. And the fact that Royce cannot get on this platform and call that out is absolutely a disgrace, in my opinion.
Royce, your response.
Well, I mean, there's so much wrong with that. Where do I start? But to answer the first last and work my way back, I did call it out. I just said that I'm not in favor of the war, and I think the America First movement has the right perspective on our foreign policy. Again, the contradiction is that the Democrats have any difference of opinion fundamentally on foreign policy. And I gave you the Ukraine war as an example, a very recent example, mind you, of the exact same interpretation of foreign policy. So your criticism of President Trump as it pertains to foreign policy is without merit by your own conventional and traditional Democrat platform politicians. Furthermore, I never said that inflation shouldn't be a concern for the American people. What I'm pointing out is the contradiction for Americans who favor themselves Democrat or critical of the president, who say that they're worried about costs and what our government spends money on or allocates resources to, but they're perfectly okay with giving credit cards and free healthcare or education to illegal immigrants, which is a pillar of the political ideology. It's not, it's not third or fifth rail. It's like the driving sentiment of the Democrat Party platform is we will allow unfettered, unlimited illegal immigrants to come into this country, and we will fund it with your tax money. So how can you talk about the use of tax money when you're giving unlimited money to illegal foreign invaders?
Isaiah, I'll let you chime in and answer that question, but I'll do so by asking this and then let you go wherever you want to go with it, all right? Which political party, in your estimation, is somewhat rhetorical? I know this from both of you, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Which political party do you believe has done more damage to working class Americans over the last 20 years? And more importantly, what's your strongest evidence to prove your point in answering that question?
The Republican Party. The Republican Party. I mean, if you want to go back to the previous answer for just a second, I just want to make sure that it was clear. Royce had not addressed the fact that there was broad-based tariffs that Donald Trump went and put that led to an increase in inflation for everybody across this country. He did not address the ACA subsidies that had a direct increase of 26% for healthcare premiums. He did not do that because ultimately those are direct actions from the president that has led to price increases. But when it comes to over the last few years, when it comes to who has had the biggest troubles, I guess, for working class Americans is very clear. You can look at the job numbers. Up until recently, I think 50 of the last 51 million private sector jobs were created under Democratic presidents. You can see, for example, the unemployment rates much lower under Democratic presidents. You can see, for example, the S&P 500 performs better under Democratic presidents. You can see the rate of inflation generally performs better under Democratic presidents. So ultimately, if you want to talk about the national debt, the Republicans are the ones that spend like children with their mom's credit
Thanks,
cards, and so are
Dennis.
us whenever they get in charge. They are responsible. Trump himself is responsible for more than 25% of the national debt, which ultimately, you want to talk about a long-term problem, that is what is going to increase interest payments in the federal budget for years to come. And ultimately, it's going to be less money that we can use to invest in things like universal health care, universal child care, those things. It's the Republican Party that consistently votes against working conditions, that have consistently voted against raising the minimum wage. I happen to believe that the minimum wage should be indexed with inflation and should go up with the cost of living. The Republicans do not support that idea. The Republicans were against the tax incentives that were used to create millions of jobs over the previous 4 years when Biden was in office. It led to record lows when it comes to unemployment. It's the Republican Party that consistently uses our tax dollars to give tax cuts to the richest people on earth, while we see that when they get those things, they invest less to create jobs in America, they invest less to create new manufacturing facilities in America, and they invest less in the American worker, and that's a problem for the people of this country.
But wouldn't people have an argument when they say that Biden spent more money than Trump? Wouldn't people have an argument when they point to, letting illegal immigrants into the country and being willing to spend money on them, particularly at the expense of some American citizens? There would be no argument in their favor in regards to that, Isaiah?
Absolutely not whatsoever. Because if you look at, for example, the Trump administration in 2025 and in 2026 is spending more money than what the Biden administration spent prior to that. If you look at for the Committee for Responsible Budgets report, it literally shows $8.4 trillion was added to the national debt was approved by Trump to the national debt the first time he was in office. You compare that to Biden, it was about $4.8 trillion. And if you want to be even more fair to Trump, you can then take out COVID-related spending, because that was something that affected both Biden and Trump. That number is about $4.3 trillion under Donald Trump compared to about $2.2 trillion under Joe Biden. The math does not add up. The Republicans are the ones that are responsible for the national debt.
Just for clarity purposes, before I go back to Royce, you're saying that, I know about 25, 26, got that. But in Trump's first administration, you're saying that the Biden administration spent less than Trump's first administration? I'm just asking. I'm not saying you said that. I'm asking.
Yeah, they approve left. So the way you got to look at it, right, is who goes and approve debt. I'll give you a perfect example. So when Trump was in office the first time, he went and signed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which was there for the entirety of the time that Biden was in office. That was adding to the deficit under Biden, but he was not responsible for approving that legislation. So what you have to do is you have to tag it, and that's why there's a committee called the Committee for Responsible Budget, which is both Republicans, Independents, and Democrats come together and look at legislation by legislation, executive order by executive order, budget by budget, to determine how much national debt is being added by each specific president. And when you do that, it's very clear the Republicans added double on both occasions.
Royce?
Damn, I hate these ads, bro. I hate the ads, chat. My bad, bro. We gonna get it together, man. We gonna get the ads the hell up out of here, man. Hit the like button, chat. We 3 likes away from the next like goal. I'm so glad we not shadow banned too, chat. Aren't y'all glad we finally made it out of the shadow ban, man? Damn. As soon as we make it out the shadow ban, I gotta get damn YouTube Premium on this account. It's crazy.
Ridiculous. I mean, and these talking points are, they're dishonest, but they're uninteresting to me. There are no more party lines.
Hey, donate to the channel, Mac. You talking about get premium, man? I had premium. I took 2 weeks off, man. Some shit went on. Donate to the channel.
I mean, of course, I'm on the right side of the aisle per se, but the real scam is to pit black and white people in this country against each other so they can make off with the green. And that's the uniparty. And the point that I'll make about our economy, and I want to say this, I was thinking about it earlier, even the term affordability has become a MacGuffin. You know what a MacGuffin is, Stephen A?
I do not.
A MacGuffin is a literary device used to drive the story forward, but it's not really a part of the plot. Like Maltese Falcon. The movie's not really about a falcon, okay? Affordability is this, term that's thrown back and forth as a political football and strategically weaponized in certain terms or certain parts of certain terms to get everybody all hyped up about the economy, when the truth is the underlying pillar of the economy is death and debt. And the modern monetary theory that informs our monetary policy and the radical inflation or printing of money goes back to an institution that transcends the two political parties. And that is what the uniparty in this country has tried to preserve the devaluation of the dollar, the inflation of money, the crushing of the working class. And there's only one political party that's even thrown the red flag on the whole deal. And in fact, if I go further, it's the Republicans from within the Republican Party that have done just like Isaiah has said, that have fought candidates like me who are genuine dead hawks. So there is that part of the Republican Party, or at least I represent that part of the Republican Party
that. Hey, Matt came through and supported the channel via Super Chat, said, donation is nothing, my friend. Get it together. Premium can be right off for your channel. Free Ninja. LOL. And I see somebody said the Brave browser. I was on the Brave browser when I was on Linux, but I still was paying for premium. I didn't know that Brave browser does that.
That says the working class has been getting crushed since the inception of the Federal Reserve in 1913.
Thank you for supporting the channel.
And the devaluation, the devaluing of our dollar and our citizenship go hand in hand. And that philosophy is a post-World War II, post-industrial, liberal philosophy. Liberal philosophy. The modern monetary theory that informs that we can print as much money as we want, regardless of our...
Oh, Najee came through and supported the channel via Super Chat earlier as well. Thank you, Najee, for supporting the channel via Super Chat. All right, I don't think I missed any more. Okay.
Our domestic production or anything else is a liberal idea that Republicans who are soft on debt and economics fall victim to out of political viability. You have to be electable. In order to be electable, and Isaiah mentioned, the growth of unemployment or unemployment is, you're giving a lot of jobs to people in the government. Republicans' fundamental philosophy is self-governance. The greatest expansion, you put your hands up, but the greatest expansion of new jobs came from the government. We don't believe in the expansion. It's crazy to me that Democrats like AOC and Ilhan Omar say the whole system is guilty and white supremacists, but their fundamental philosophy is to keep giving more power to the federal government as it expands in the name of new jobs. It's so contradictory, it's laughable. Only a person with a sub 100 IQ would even go for that kind of thing. But we've taught a lot of people in this country to be radical materialists. And that's what I'll say finally, Stephen A. When I say affordability is a MacGuffin, we have a death and debt culture in America and around the world. And our mentality about the economy, our mentality about what is affordable and what isn't is greatly geared towards radical materialism.
And this is going to be the nigga that's not going to cut back. That's crazy. It's crazy. It's always the people that's not going to cut back that wants to tell everybody else to cut back.
And so our perception of what we need to live, what we need to be prosperous,
like he's one of the people that won't stop trade. Like these are both politicians. Let's see if he'll stop trade for politicians like the legislation they brought forward. I bet he won't say that. He'll be right there with Mike Johnson saying that, hey, we don't make enough money. $174,000 is not enough. It's not enough.
We need to have a great quality of life has been skewed intentionally by the internet. You don't need $1 million to live great. You don't need to be able to go to Mykonos in Greece and take pictures on Instagram for people you don't even really like or know.
Right.
You need to be able to take care of a family. And the Democrats have made it almost impossible to do that because they don't believe in the private ownership of business. They believe in the complete consolidation of government-run business or the merger of government.
Hey, Cupcake, you ain't gonna tell me to shut the fuck up. It's all with. Matter of fact, Cupcake, you gonna sit down for about 10 minutes, man. I'm gonna check your temperature right quick. Telling me to shut the fuck up. I just told you this shit. I control the traffic in this motherfucker, Cupcake. I control the traffic, Cupcake.
Government and corporation, which is by definition.
Go watch this shit by your lonely, man. Go watch this shit alone.
Fascist.
For businesses of all sizes, T-Mobile.
You probably got premium. You ain't got to worry about commercials. You ain't got to worry about me down here talking. You ain't got to worry about my chat going back and forth. Go watch this shit on your own. It's on Straight Shooter with Stephen A. Smith. And you know the rest. You can go watch this shit by your lonesome. These non-skippables is crazy, Chad. Damn.
Go ahead. Because I know I was going to chime in, but I know you look like you got a lot to say. Go ahead, my man.
Hey, Royce, I mean, look.
Stop interrupting. You're speaking too much. We're losing track of what they're saying. Nicholas, go watch this shit on your own. Do you not see the title right there? I left the title to where you could see it, right? You could see the title. Go type that title into YouTube and you can hear this shit uninterrupted. I control the traffic of this motherfucker, little Nicky, and I'm gonna need you to respect it.
Facts don't care about your feelings, bro. I mean, and I said
What's
it with all
up?
due
Well, the
respect.
thing
Which the
is,
reality is that you can just go and look at the facts itself. Inflation
Which
is
ones are
up
facts?
under Donald Trump. You can look at unemployment is up under Donald Trump. And that's why exactly why I talked about private sector spending to build new manufacturing facilities, which is a number to go and look to see who is building to hire more American workers. And that number has decreased under Donald Trump. So
Whose
it's
numbers?
like, if you like, let's
Whose
look at,
numbers?
for example, if you look at when Trump was president the first time, right? This man literally had a reduction in the amount of spending to build these new manufacturing facilities in America, despite the fact that he said that was the whole purpose of his Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. You put Joe Biden in there.
What's
then
up,
he goes
Carpe
forward and
Diem?
passes the infrastructure bill, the CHIPS Act. He did so many other things that created these target incentives for private investment, which led to a 3 times increase in those new manufacturing facilities that people have bought. I mean, so you don't really know what you're talking about here, Royce, respectfully. And I just think that, you know, when you talk in these, you know, talking points that are not rooted in facts, it leads to really dangerous outcomes.
Well, see, here's my problem. As
Here's
somebody,
a fact.
hold on, Royce. As somebody in the middle who is completely ignorant compared to the both of you, let me put that out on Front Street right now. I don't know what y'all know, okay? But I like being a conduit for discussion. I'm trying to figure out, how can an accord ever be reached? Let's say, hypothetically speaking, even though I don't think it's that much hypothetical considering what we're witnessing in America today, that you've got people on both sides of the aisle who feel directly the way both of you feel. How can an accord ever be reached, or some level of, I don't know. I don't know the word for it. You're just wondering whether or not that could ever get to a point where folks can reach an understanding like, well, you know what, we agree, but we're going to have to agree to disagree, as opposed to both sides saying, y'all facts are wrong, because now you're forcing two sides to pick one side or the other because
go
neither
grab
is
my
willing to
food,
acknowledge
Chad.
there's any level of credibility in what the other's saying.
I got
How
a
do we
snack.
how do we come to an accord in that regard? I'll start with you, Royce.
Oh, there's no accord. We're well past the accord. These people just lie. Like, for example, I brought up the illegal immigrant situation. He hasn't addressed it one time since he's talked, since he's spoken. He refuses to address that the Joe Biden administration and the Democrats as a party, as a political movement, believe in and support, condone, let in 20 to 15 million foreign invaders. He won't even address it. And that's not by accident. It's on purpose. This country cannot be the only country in the world without a border. Okay? We should not let unlimited amounts of people come into this country. And it does have an effect on our culture, on our communities, and the economy. But that's not even the real issue. And what I said about the economy is 100% accurate. He's talking about President Trump. I'm talking about how the system works, which is why after George Floyd died, I led people to the Federal Reserve, because I wanted to educate them on how monetary policy actually works. Not to point all of their anger and animosity at police, which are government workers, by the way, working class people who bear a lot of the same economic burden that many of the people who protested them bear. But how does the money actually flow? How does it work? That's not even the real issue. When I say there's no accord to have, these people believe in cutting off little boys' penises, mutilating children, giving them hormone blockers. It's a pillar of their platform. They're not shy about it. Minneapolis is now the transgender capital. You're talking about people who are under 13, 12, 11 years old being influenced into something that is completely unjustifiable by any medical standard, any medical standard worth its salt that hasn't been captured by the same academic philosophy, but certainly by any historical standard. The two universal standards for having a country: you have a border that you control, and you do not normalize cutting off your son's penises or mutilating them through hormone blockers and medicine. So there is no accord with these people. They're unmoored from reality, and they want to talk. They talk fast. They bring a bunch of buzzwords and things like that.
Yeah, I forgot what country that is, but somewhere in Europe just approved trials for 250 children to start hormone blockers. Girls aged 11 and boys aged 12. As young as girls aged 11 and boys aged 12 in Europe, they're gonna take 250 of them and start a trial with the hormone blockers.
That to distract you from the issues. The reason they don't like me is because I'll bring you right back to the root issue. You let in 15 million foreign invaders and you believe in cutting off little boys' penises. We should never give these people the government back under any circumstances. So there's certainly not an accord.
Isaiah?
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working.
Nah, LF, that's not a lot. I forgot they approved it. I forgot the company that's gonna be doing the trials.
Wanted to address anything when it comes to the economy. And I understand that you might not necessarily have anything when it comes to that, so it's not really surprising. But ultimately, Stephen A., I do think that to get back to the root of your question about how we can come to an accord, I think that it's just by using common sense. And I think that one of the things that you do very well is that you go and you kind of cut through a lot of the smoke and you kind of stick to the facts. And I think that that's really what we need more of. And once again, when you have a Republican, an independent, and a Democrat coming together to say that there was no immediate threat to the United States and Trump launches a war anyway, I would say that's a lack of common sense, especially Stephen A., because you know how difficult it is in Washington for people of all sides of the political spectrum to come together to agree on anything. I would say the same thing when it comes to this absolute waste of our tax dollars that's going on in our government right now, with Trump spending unlimited sums of money. People said that the tariffs, the broad-based tariffs, were completely ridiculous, but he did it anyway. The Committee for Responsible Budget, Republican, Independent, and a Democrat, all are on this committee, and they've come together and they've said these things. So, I think that ultimately we've got to be able to operate off of a set of facts. But, Royce did bring up the...
Here it goes right here. UK regulators cleared the restart of Pathways clinical trial, enabling puberty blocker use in gender-distressed children as young as 11 for girls and 12 for boys under research protocols. The trial, led by King's College London and funded by NIHR, follows the 2024 CAS review that found weak evidence for the blockers outside trials, leading to NHS ban on routine prescribing for under 18s. Protocol updates addresses MHRA safety concern on ages, fertility info, and discontinuation. It faces criticism and legal pushback over long-term risks like bone density loss and consent capacity in young participants. So it's the Pathways clinical trial, and it's being led by King's College London, and it's funded by the NIHR. So yeah, it's going on. I don't know why you keep yelling at me, screaming in all caps that that's an effing lie when it's going on.
Border. So I think this is a really good time to go talk about it.
Now, I'm not trying to argue with you, but move the goalpost because we know it's coming. Just go ahead and you screamed at me that it's a fucking lie. Just gave you the facts. Now move the goalpost. That's what you're gonna do. Move the goalpost.
I don't support open borders. I've never supported open borders. I'm somebody who's visited the border multiple times. I hope, Royce, that you've done the same. I've talked to multiple Border Patrol agents, and I know that ultimately, in order for us to go and have a strong border, we've got to give Border Patrol the resources that they need. I fully support doing that. Now, I say that you then have to determine what you're going to do for the people that are here that are undocumented. I happen to believe that if every single person that is illegal and they haven't committed a crime here or elsewhere, and they agree to pay every single tax, state, federal, and local, and they agree to pay an additional tax of 7% for 7 years, and they do that, that's something that we'll be able to give American citizenship to. It'll create billions
course
of
you
dollars
believe
for
that.
us right here,
Of
for the
course you believe
taxpayer that
that.
we can use to cut taxes for Americans and ensure that we can actually go and put trades back in schools for our young people. That is something that is an America First policy that is vastly better than the hundreds of billions of dollars that Trump is in line to spend to go and do this mass deportation program, which ultimately hasn't yielded anything for us anyway.
Royce, I couldn't hear what you were saying while he was talking. Go ahead.
Of course he believes that.
He believes
course
what?
he's- he-
Of course he believes what?
Of course he believes we should tax these people and find these people and let them stay in our country. It's a
tax
passive
revenue.
agreement. It's for tax revenue, right? For the expansion of the IRS and the federal government, further expansion.
No,
by
I just told you
assimilating
to
illegal
cut
immigrants.
taxes,
Yeah.
into
Then this guy's in the comments. I told y'all, what did I say? As soon as I make my statement, what was next? He was gonna move the goalpost. Here we are moving the goalpost. Golly, I hate these kind of people, bro. All right. You can find it. You can look at the King's London Pathways trial page. That's kclac.uk. You can go to funding awards to see where the funding is coming from. Fundingawards.nihr.acuk. You can go to uk.gov to look at the recent clearance around the protocols. You can also go to bbc.uk and look at the recent clearance. You can go to uk.gov. So basically uk.gov, and if you want to look at the damn funding, you can go to the NIHR if you want to look at where the money's coming from.
put trades back in schools. Are you opposed to trades in schools?
When has the federal government ever expanded?
Are you opposed to trades in schools?
When was the last time the federal government expanded and the tax
Are you
rate
opposed
went
to
down?
trades in schools, Russ?
When was the last time the federal government expanded
you
and the
opposed to
tax
that?
rate went down? When was
I'm
the
just
last
asking.
time the federal government expanded and the tax
Royce,
rate went down?
You're doing a lot of dream shaking like Elijah on the summit right now. I'm just asking.
When was the
Do
last
you
time the
support-
federal government expanded and the tax rate went down?
Royce, we're talking
When
about
was the
plan
last
that I
time the
just
federal
said.
government
And
expanded
see, this is what I'm
and
talking
the
about,
tax
Stephen A.
government
We
went
can't
down?
even
and the
have
tax rate went
constructive
down?
dialogue.
Let him answer. Go ahead, Isaiah.
No, wait. I didn't answer Mike. Wait, hold
Okay,
on. I
right,
didn't
right,
answer.
well, go ahead. I'm just saying, but
this
you
is
asked
why-
you asked the same question 5 times. That's all I'm saying. He's asking
First of all,
us.
no,
Well,
no,
go ahead.
no. Let's go back to the original point.
Right.
The original
You're right.
point.
He doesn't
is
want to address it.
the original. I've already addressed the economy at a fundamental level.
I
We
just
have a
told
death
you
and
about
debt-
what I just
we have a
believe.
death and
I
debt
just
culture.
wait a
One at a
second.
time, fellas.
We have
One
a
at a
death and
time.
debt-
One at a time.
We have a death and debt culture that we've accepted because there are benefits for everybody across the aisle. Modern monetary theory, which is a progressive political
We're
and
talking about
economic
legal immigration.
philosophy, is a debt trap for all working class citizens across a
Why don't you
bigger.
want
Hey, Cupcakes, don't come in here doing too much now. I could have put 86K on your head. I only timed you out for 10 minutes to get your mind right. You know, you had to go sit in the corner and shit, look around while everybody else played. You know what I'm saying? Hey, come back in here with some know-how and some act right. You know what I'm saying? Sit your ass down somewhere. Take your shoes off before you don't get a sack lunch. I could have put 86K on your head.
Talk about the border now.
I'm going to talk about the border right now. Of course, you would say that we should tax and fine these people because it's a passive aggressive way for the Democrats to get the goal that they had, which was to import unlimited, unfettered illegal
I
immigrants.
just
And now,
told you I don't support illegal immigration.
no, you do because you want to let them stay.
I don't. I don't support illegal immigration.
You
But what I
just
No,
said
he's
was,
saying, Isaiah, he's saying you do because you want them to stay. You're not willing to find them and
Exactly.
deport them. That's what he's saying.
well, because this is what I'm saying. What's happening right now,
Wait a
Trump is
minute,
currently spending what Spain is spending on their military to go and deport only 5% of violent convicted criminals. To me, I
Why
think
is
that is
that?
a lack of common sense.
Why is
What
that?
I said needs to happen
It's
is
'cause
that for
Spain is
those people that
subsidized
are
by
here that are
America. That's why.
undocumented, excuse me, Royce. For
Spain's
those that are here
military is
that are
subsidized by NATO,
undocumented,
which is
if
subsidized
they
by
agree
America.
to pay,
Let me say this real quick. Neither one of y'all getting cut off. So just one at a time, because I ain't edited any of this. You trust me. Y'all, this ain't television where you get cut off in 8 minutes. So you ain't got to interrupt one another. It's airing, all of it. Go ahead, Isaiah. And come back to you, Royce.
What I'm saying is that we have to determine as a country, what do we want to do with our tax dollars? Royce might believe in spending hundreds of billions of dollars, potentially trillions of dollars on this wasteful mass deportation program. I say that for those people that are here that are undocumented, this is an opportunity for them to have an earned pathway to citizenship that will create billions of dollars for us that we can use to put trades back in schools for our young people. We have a big problem in America where a lot of children are told that they have to go to college in order to be successful. And while that might be the case for some, and for many people in America, I happen to believe that we should create another pathway. I think that we have gotten away from trades back in schools for so many people across this country. And if this is an avenue to fund an America First policy, which is to teach our young people a trade if they do not want to go to college, I do not understand how someone like Royce can get on here and be against that. To me, I think that's an America last.
Royce, floor is yours. Royce, floor is yours. Floor is yours.
First of all, I'm not against that. I think trades are great. You do this thing where you try and conflate like three different issues into one point, and then the bottom line is you're contradicting yourself, and this is what they do. The Democrats try and bait and switch you by using Spain's military spending as a juxtaposition to our deportations. First of all, Spain's privilege, and it is a privilege granted to them by America, and how much they do or don't spend on their militaries, because NATO subsidizes Spain's military defense, which is subsidized by America.
Yeah.
We subsidize the entire European Union's defense to a substantial margin, an increase, which is why a lot of America firsters.
Hey, what's crazy is I seen that damn viral video, and that dude was like, "Hey, black folks, who is Boo Boo the Fool?" And that dude was like, "To be honest, we don't know, but we know exactly who the fuck it ain't. We know exactly who the fuck it ain't."
Wanted us out of NATO, which Democrats defend vehemently. They defend
You
NATO.
want to get out of NATO?
Of course. Yeah, absolutely.
How does NATO work, Royce?
Right now, it works that it's breaking the American people's back, a working class of a bunch of
How does
Europeans.
it work, Royce?
They're giving their continent and their countries away to foreign invaders the same way Democrats want to do
Can
here.
you point to me where
Tell you
in
how
the
it works.
United States budget it has a line item for NATO and Spain's defense? Where
Are
is
you
that in the
saying
federal
that? Are you
budget,
saying that
Royce?
the American taxpayers do not
I
fund
asked
NATO?
you a question.
I'm asking you.
I asked you a question.
Why don't y'all
Do you
ask?
know
Why don't y'all
NATO?
answer each other's question? Why don't y'all answer each other's question?
You're not even
Go
starting
ahead.
from the same reality.
I'm
If you don't
Royce.
accept that America subsidizes NATO,
Royce.
then you're not even dealing in reality.
How does NATO work? I don't think you
Does
understand how
America
NATO works.
subsidize NATO?
What does that mean?
Does America put in the lion's share of the funding for NATO?
You think there's a
Isaiah, that is a direct question.
That's the thing, but a lot of these trades are longer past, a lot of these trades, a lot of these people are looking for getting in somewhere 2 years, getting those skills and moving around. A lot of these trades take some effort. Plumbing, for an example, like you got to get some states, you got to get 4 years before you can even, 2 years, 4 years before you can even go out on your own. What is it, like 8 years to be a master plumber? That's damn it. That's a doctorate, damn it. That's like 8 years to be a doctor. You got a lot of electricians, not easy. HVAC, you got to do a lot to, really start making the chicken like that, man. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Does America put in a lion's share of money to NATO? That is a direct question.
No, because I don't think that Royce understands how NATO works.
All right, well, tell us. Tell us.
Look, NATO means that every country has their direct investment that they spend on their own military for their own defense.
See, you're an electrician, it didn't take that long, but can you work under your own shit? Like, can you go out by yourself? Like, or do you have to still work under somebody? That's what I mean. Like, how long does it take where you can go do your own damn thing? And I know it varies state by state. Maybe your state, it's kind of a breeze, but some states, hey man, ain't not bullshit. Plumber for sure. It's like, I think Arkansas is like 2 years. I think Texas, it may be 4. It may be 4 before you can go out on your own.
The 2% target for defense spending that these countries have, it's not like America is paying that. That's saying that you want the United Kingdom, you want France, you want our NATO allies to go and spend that on their own defense. Royce, you seem to believe that there is a line.
Libertarian comes through supporting the channel via Super Chat. He says, repeal The Federal Reserve Act, repeal the 16th Amendment. All debts to the current central banks are erased. I'm a master tradesman. Diesel, HVAC, and welding. Lunatic libertarian is definitely locked in if he's a master tradesman. Diesel, HVAC, and welding. Damn, libertarian, you in your bag.
Line item in the United States budget for Spain's defense or for France's defense. And if you believe that, then Royce, why don't you go and show me where in the federal budget this
I didn't
is
say that.
instead of spouting conspiracy theories?
I didn't say that. I said that we are the lion's share majority of subsidization for NATO. We give the most out of any of the other countries. They don't carry their weight, and they don't carry their weight to a degree where if they need to go to war with an enemy on their border, such as Russia, they have to call us to help them to do it, which is exactly why we're still in a war in Ukraine now, because NATO couldn't fight Russia without America's help. So we do put in the money. We do put in the money.
Ukraine's not even in NATO.
Okay.
No, what I'm saying is that a lot of people don't believe that they have the time to make $14 an hour for 2 or 3 or maybe 4 years before they get to the big bucks in trades. Kind of like college, it's just the difference between college and trades is trades you working your ass off and you getting paid like shit $14 an hour. Maybe, I'm just being honest. Some places you be lucky you get 16. Now they have state programs where the state will step in and pay your employer, I believe like $20 maybe, but that's rare. That's unless it's high demand or unless the state steps in. A lot of these people, that's just not a viable option for them because they're going to be stepping into a field where they're making 14 an hour when they can go work shit at AutoZone and make 16. I'm just being honest.
Okay. Exactly right, sir. That is exactly right.
So what is your point?
So why is the entire European Union in America by NATO decree going to the aid of Ukraine to the detriment and debt of our own country?
Do you know what the Budapest Memorandum was?
Yes, I do.
Bro, I'm just being honest. Entry-level positions, I've looked in Texas and in Arkansas. It's $14, bro. I'm telling you, 14 to 16 bucks, bro. Now, maybe after you get some time under your belt, of course, it'll get better. You work some overtime with some time under your belt, it'll get better. But I'm just saying, off the jump, when people start looking for a job, they're probably looking for the best possible position immediately. A lot of people don't have that foresight, like, damn, let me grind for 2 years, 3 years till I get to the big bucks. No, they're trying to provide for their family immediately. And AutoZone is paying probably like 15, 16 bucks. This entry-level plumber or whatever it is paying $14. HVAC paying 14 bucks, 13 bucks.
What is it, Royce?
The point is, see, this is what
tell me what it is.
My question. Wait, you didn't answer my
tell
question.
me what it is, Royce.
Wait a second.
Stephen A., I think that this is very important. If we're going to talk about Ukraine,
you didn't answer my question.
Can you just tell me what is the Budapest Memorandum? You're a United States Senate candidate, Royce. Why can't you just give me this answer?
This is what they do. When I debunk one of their
See, that's the thing, Ruben. You said 14 an hour was like 15 years ago. In Texas, minimum wage is still $7.25. There's a lot of positions in Texas hiring for $11, $10. You go work at a damn Jack in the Box or somewhere in Texas, they might try to get you in the door at $10. Right here, right now. Minimum wage is $7.25. There are people right here, right now, going to work for $10. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Their answers, then he goes to this random question about, and well, you don't answer this one.
I'm talking about Ukraine's defense.
Is how you. No, wait a second.
What? I've answered a lot of questions, Stephen A. It seems like he doesn't want to answer this.
But the reason why you don't like me is because I don't let people do that. That's corny. What you're doing is corny. Every time I debunk one answer, you jump to another lily pad. That's what you do. The bottom line is
let's finish, and then I'll come back to you, Isaiah. Go ahead, Royce. Finish your point.
No. Even furthermore, we got way off on the Spain and NATO. The bottom line is this: Spain's military spending should not even be brought up in conjunction with our effort to deport illegal foreign invaders. Even the idea is an internationalist sort of globalist philosophy. I don't give a shit what Spain spends on their military. We're going to deport every single foreign invader that Joe Biden led into
But
this
is that
country.
rational though, Royce? Or
Absolutely.
Can you really deport? Can you really locate 15 million immigrants and deport 15 million immigrants in this country? You really think that could happen?
We better.
But hold up. Wait a second.
We better find a way.
We just witnessed.
Wait, would China do it? Hey, wait a second, Stephen A. Would China do it? Would China deport every foreign invader? Because these Democrats are proto-China, they're proto-communist CCP, fans. They love China. They love how many roads they can build. They love how affordable it is to live in China.
China and Russia would do a lot of things the United States wouldn't do.
But go ahead. Would China? Wait a second. Wait. Would China deport every foreign?
Hey, Libertarian, I used to be over there, man. I've been through there a couple times. What is that? They got like a burger den or something over there. It's like a burger place over there by the Walmart. They got like a green burger place over there by the Walmart. I ate at before.
What happens when you cross the border illegally in China, Stephen A?
I mean, come on, Stephen A.
I say, what happens when you cross the border in China?
We're going off subject. I got you. Go ahead, Isaiah.
That's not off subject.
No, it is.
I mean,
it is.
Like way
it is because I'm only talking about
our national mortal enemy, and it's not relevant. What would happen? What the standard is? What the universal standard is of how you deal with illegal foreign invaders from one country to another? They're our national mortal enemy.
I'm saying your point is made without me having to get into China and Russia. That's all I'm trying to say. But go ahead.
What I'm saying specifically is, if you cross the border illegally in China, they don't take the time to pleasantly deport you back to your origin.
But this is not them. We're not them.
Wait a second. We are in a.
We're like way off.
Wait, no, we're not way off.
He's like in Siberia right now.
I had a couple of other issues. I had a couple of other issues I wanted to get to before I let y'all out of here. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Stephen A. There is a. Wait a second.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, T-Mobile getting money right now, bro. They getting some real money off these ads. Okay, you said why you don't care about China, why can't they stay on point? I don't know, man. I'm getting a little hungry though.
Over into Ukraine and invaded Ukraine. We used an escalatory ladder to determine the military action we should take to Russia based on their existential threat to our country. And a lot of Democrats argued for that. They said, we can't let Russia invade Ukraine because they'll roll across Europe. And some Democrats even advocated that we use short-range tactical nukes to push Russia back. Now we get to a conversation about China and their deportation policies, and all of a sudden it's not equal. It's not equitable to analyze across the two countries. We're in an asymmetrical war with a national mortal enemy, and in China they don't pleasantly deport people back to their origin countries, and they certainly don't assimilate them.
Chat, hit the like button for me on your way in. Be sure to double tap that screen on your way in. Go to the top, hit the 3 dots to make sure the like button is hit. We're also 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We go live every single night over here at 10 p.m. Central Time.
And give them free credit cards and healthcare education.
Got it.
They shoot them in the back of the head, Stephen A., is what they do in China.
Isaiah, go ahead.
We're not going to do that. We want to deport them.
Isaiah, go ahead. Wherever you, I got a couple more questions before I let you get on out of here. I just didn't want to rob you of the opportunity.
I mean,
you're good.
Yeah, I mean, no. Look, this is what I want to say.
I'm like that.
What I'm saying is that,
hold on.
I think Hakeem Olajuwon would be proud of this pivot because again, your dream shaker.
Let me move on. Let me move on. Guys.
But wait, I just want to address this, Stephen.
Passive aggressive.
Royce, let him talk, man. Please. Go ahead, Royce.
Look, all I'm saying is this. We were talking about Ukraine and why NATO countries were defending Ukraine, and he thought that was a gotcha. That's why I asked him, what is the Budapest Memorandum? He cannot tell you. That's why he's trying to pivot to China and all those things. It's called gish galloping. So I just want to ask,
No, it's
just
not.
point blank directly, Royce, what is the Budapest Memorandum? Because I think that if you answer that, you will then have the answer to all of your questions. Can I just get an answer from that?
No, it's not. No, because what you're doing is you're trying to forward an
There it is.
international. You're
There's a
trying to
United States
forward an
Senate candidate that
international.
doesn't even know what the Budapest Memorandum
No,
is.
I know what it is. I don't regard it as
Then tell
legitimate.
me, explain it.
I don't regard it as legitimate, and I don't
Tell me
regard a
what
lot
it
of
is,
these.
Royce.
I don't regard a lot of these
He
international
cannot
agreements
tell
and
you.
treaties. I don't. I'm telling you my answer. You don't get the thing about me is you can't make me answer it the way
Because
you
you don't know what it is,
I got.
Royce.
Listen, for my viewers,
someone who can give you
for
an
my
answer, you
viewers, I
can't
got
do it.
for my viewers, I got something more important than Ukraine and Russia or the Budapest Memorandum.
Right.
Oh, Stephen A. Smith threw his ass a fucking alley-oop, man. He threw his ass a damn life jacket out there, man. A life jacket out there, because he definitely didn't know. He definitely doesn't know.
Yeah, I got some more important to deal with. I wanted to get, and this is an overview.
Can I answer it? Well, can I answer it one last time, Stephen A?
Go ahead.
I don't regard some of these international treaties and agreements as legitimate. They are a relic. They're in many cases they are relics of a globalist foreign policy, the same foreign policy that informs that we have to go defend a country a world away instead of defending our own borders and making sure our own people are prospering. So the Budapest Memorandum is not something I'm going to go into the details about because I don't regard it as legitimate.
Okay, got it. Let me move on because I want to get to the criminal justice system that exists in this country because I think it's important in the light of the Carmelo Anthony verdict. And I wanted to ask this question overall, not so much specifically about that verdict. You can go where you want to go with it. But I want to ask a bigger question about young men in America today and a real crisis of purpose that we're talking about here. If so, who or what bears the most responsibility for the state of affairs that exists in this country when it comes to young men? And don't get me started with it being specific about young black men. Answer that question. I'll start with you, Isaiah.
I think that young men, young women, young people in general want to see an economy that works better. And I think that there's been special interests on all sides of the political spectrum that has been pushing against policies to make that happen.
Hey, chat, we're 11 subscribers away from 48,700. Can we get a quick 11 subscribers to hit that next sub goal? We go live every single night talking politics, current events, and entertainment, 10 p.m. Central Time. Also, hit the like button for me.
Happen. I think that there's been a lot of corporate ownership of homes in this country that's stopped a lot of young men, young women from going out and buying homes. I think that that ultimately is a problem. And I think that they've been lobbying all sides of Congress to make sure that that can happen. I think that it's a problem that many people can't go out and get good jobs because of the fact that so many special interests are instead using the money to go and do stock buybacks instead of actually building for America. So look, I think that there's a lot of big economic, social problems that's going on right now. But I would say the biggest fault of that is money in politics, because that has paralyzed a lot of action on the big things that many people care about in this country.
Royce, as condensed as succinct as you can be. Go ahead and answer that question yourself, please.
Hard to do it, but I will say this. This is where the secular humanist philosophy on the left just goes completely off the rails. And when I said earlier, to tie it back to my answer about the economics earlier, it was a much deeper answer about our culture. When I said radical materialism, this is what I mean. And this is a hallmark of the Marxist philosophy, to reduce the human existence down to price, to make everything about price, affordability, the cost of things. While those are important things, and I already said, the three-card Monty is to pit black people against white people or Republicans against Democrats or whatever, men against women, to make off with the money of an ever-expanding federal government, which is true. Poverty does not give people the excuse to do heinous and terrible, immoral things. And the fact that we continue to forward that idea across the eternal house of history is a sign of our own decadent culture. You can be poor and still make sound decisions. The Democrats, for the most part, accept this idea that poverty is going to be a net result of debauchery, immorality, crime, violence, chaos, self-destruction. There's nothing remotely appropriate about that. There's nothing even vaguely appropriate about that idea. People should be able to both be poor or be, in a position that's not their most ideal economic situation and be good people and follow the morals and ethics of a given community, or in this case, a nation. And to tell young black.
Yeah, that did sound kind of crazy, libertarian. People should be able to be poor.
Black men specifically, anything else like, well, if you're born into poverty, of course you're going to go in and rob a corner store. Of course you're going to be angry, so you stab a kid in the chest at a track meet is absolutely insane. Almost as insane as giving a prepubescent kid hormone blockers. Almost as insane.
Before I let y'all get on out of here, I'm going to end by asking this question. Both of y'all are on opposite sides of the aisle. If the other side's worldview wins over the next 10 years, what does America actually look like, let's say, in 2036?
Without T-Mobile 5G home internet, this place.
Yeah, but they out there fighting for poor people rights, man. Everybody has the right to be poor. You got the right. You got the right to be poor. Fuck it. You want to be poor, fuck it. Nobody's going to stop you.
Well, I think that you'll see a deepening inequality problem in America. I think you'll see the richest folks in America continue to get tax breaks. You'll see things like, for example, in the Stop the Bacon Act, something that they're pushing that's literally allowing for big ag to allow for these pigs to basically be disgusting meat that's just rolling around in America. You will see a deregulation of our food. You will see ultimately, I think, in America that allows for, like I said, the richest people on earth to get richer. I think personally the way to do that, you got to get big money out of politics. I've really been a big proponent
What's up,
of that.
Dwayne?
Because I think that's really what's driving a lot of the political divide in this country is big special interests putting people against each other. And I think that we have to get that under control. But,
Royce?
Frankly,
Oh, I'm sorry.
well, I was just going to say, I just think that, frankly, I think we can fix these problems, but we got to get better people in office.
But by putting better people in office, is that what you said?
Yeah.
I got you. Go ahead, Royce.
Well, when you say Republicans or Democrats, who's in office, again, I don't regard the conventional.
Yes, being poor is not an excuse, but we're not going to act like being poor isn't a contributing factor. Being poor is a contributing factor to a lot of shit. Poverty is a contributing factor to a lot of shit, and we're not going to act like it's not.
Framework of our political parties as accurate. I don't regard the current political landscape as Republican or Democrat, although I know people, find utility in that. And sure, we have two political parties, but right now in my own party, I'm going to fight against the people who want unfettered, increase of debt, who want to be in wars all over the world at all times, who even make a sort of workaround for a Dignidad Act where we're going to assimilate all these foreign invaders. And I think if we continue on the path that we're on now under that uniparty rule of the status quo, that is completely beholden to special interest and lobby money. We always talk about moderates and people who can agree and shake hands across the aisle. The biggest shaking of hands across the aisle has been the special interest and lobby money, but then they tell you those are the only people that are electable. I mean, it's, they talk out of both sides of their mouth. And a lot of those people are Democrats, or at least the Democrat media. I think we have to have a radical change and shift even further to the right than what President Trump is willing to do. And I think we can and we should at least set the aim to deport all the illegal foreign invaders that came in under Joe Biden to start. And we can do that. And we should know where they all are because we gave them all credit cards and cell phones, or we gave a lot of them. I think there was estimated like 2 million didn't take the cash.
Libertarian comes through supporting the channel via Super Chat and said, if there is no spending by Gov, no need to tax. Thank you, Libertarian, for supporting the channel via Super Chat. You said, I know good folks that work hard and don't break the law. Of course. But even then, when I mean contributing factor, like contributing factor to a lot of shit that goes on, it doesn't necessarily have to be something crazy. I'm just saying, like, it could be a mindset. It could be anger. It could lead people to drink. It could lead people into depression. It could be in poverty is a contributing factor to a lot of things. that could lead to other things that lead to questionable outcomes.
Cash, you got to wonder what they're up to that they passed on the cash. But at least 13 million, a conservative estimate, 13 million got cell phones and credit cards. We know exactly where these people are. The question is, do we like the convenience of low-cost labor? And,
Good night,
and
Cupcake.
what's going to happen if we allow, if we continue? Look, it just blows my mind what's happened to this country about people, especially black people's perception of citizenship, the value of their citizenship, and the sovereignty of their borders and their country, especially a country that we help build and that we currently help keep afloat. The fact that we've just given away the idea of national pride, national honor, having a country, having sovereign borders, valuing our dollar, and demanding that our politicians do the same it should be a non-starter.
I'm going to say this, and y'all can comment about it, or I can end it this way. I think the thing that really, really bothers me as a guy, respecting both of y'all, knowing what y'all know, and proud to have y'all on this show, and you're always welcome back, both of y'all, just so y'all know, is that I keep telling folks out in the streets of America, look, damn it, you can't have everything. You can't have everything. Everybody's got to do without something. Or this notion that you get to get everything you want, the way you want, how you want it, it's not realistic. And Royce, when you say that, and you explained it, but you talked about there is no accord, that's scary, because it's like, wait a minute, well, if there is no accord, then the one side's got to have their way, whichever side of the aisle it is, because the left has certainly acted that way to some degree. Some people, Isaiah, on the left have acted that way. And I'm like, where does that get us? Because that means you're going to have millions of Americans utterly disgusted, and they ain't going to go for it, and they're going to be determined to cause chaos because they didn't get, they felt left out of the equation. They didn't get what they want. How the hell does that help us moving forward? That's all I wanted to say. Anybody got a closing comment about it? Go ahead, Isaiah.
Yeah, let me say this. Stephen A., I think one of the things that hopefully I think that you and Royce and we all can agree with is that there's a lot of big special interest money in politics.
I agree with that.
And it does make a lot of political decisions.
I totally agree
think
with
that
that.
hopefully we all can eventually come together to say that this has to come to an end. We have to demand that politicians that are Republican,
Royce
Democrat,
look like he ain't
no matter
feeling
what
that.
you are, that it has to get out. We've got to get big PACs out of politics. We've got to put spending limits on elections, because that is really the root, I think, of most of our political problems in America.
What's
Royce,
up, Teflon?
Amen. I completely agree. I think we should put a nationwide ban on PACs and lobbies altogether. In fact, it's a part of my political platform. So, yeah, we agree completely on that. But to your point, Stephen A., about you can't get everything you want, I think it's a misrepresentation of at least what I'm saying is, and you're a sports commentator, and congratulations, the Knicks just won. It was awesome to see them do that.
Thank y'all.
Let's go
but imagine, Stephen A., if you started the game, you jumped the ball up, and the players could literally run wherever they wanted to on the court. I mean, back behind the benches, in the stands, and it'd be like the Globetrotters. It wouldn't be the NBA, right? So you have to have a baseline of reality, and I think we're really having a fundamental argument in this country in politics about reality, not so much about the details, but about reality itself. And that's not something that you can easily negotiate, compromise, or just move past. And I go back to this not as a distraction, but I really do mean the trans thing is a canary in the coal mine for reality. And if we can't agree on that baseline reality, like you can't cut a little boy's penis off and he become the other sex. If we can't agree on that, of course we're not going to be able to agree on the tax rate or how many illegal aliens we should deport, because one side of the aisle has a philosophy of politics that has that baked into it, and the other side has something that the left regards as unacceptable or non-starter, which is obviously God, right? I mean, they say if you believe in God, you believe in Jesus, it's a sky daddy, it's a fairy tale. We don't regard that as a legitimate way to go about framing government or society. So we're at a fundamental impasse, and I'm just being realistic about that.
I got it. Listen, man, I know this much. If I ran for office, both of y'all would be in my ear. I'd listen to you because, damn it, you got stuff to say, and I appreciate that. Listen, you don't have to always agree, but at least y'all can have this kind of conversation, and that's the kind of thing that I'm trying to create with this platform that I have available to me. Cats being willing to sit across from one another and have a conversation, because Lord knows we need more than that. So Isaiah Martin, Royce White, thank y'all both for your time. I really, really appreciate it. And no, both of y'all got a home here. Anytime you need it, I'm here for you. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Thank you for
y'all.
having
God
me.
bless you guys. Thank you.
All right, chat, man. That's enough of that, man. I done got sleepy over here, man. I'm looking around. I'm a little hungry. I done got sleepy. We coming up on 4 hours, man. We like 15 minutes away from the 4 hour mark, man. So we gonna get up out of here. I had a good night. I'll see y'all on tomorrow night. We are the Weekenders. We are the Weekenders. Yeah, chat. Thank y'all for pulling up and rocking with me. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for y'all's continued support. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Good night.